are here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode, our second one, getting our stride going of Stellar Age, second Apex 0532 Arbiter's Ascent. It's still out of order. I'm never going to get it right. That's what I get for actually naming it the way an anime would be named. This is our love letter to all things sci-fi. You name it. There's elements of a sci-fi setting that you love in this setting.
I mean, check the overlay.
Yeah,
you'll drive yourself fucking crazy.
There is references to a whole bunch of sci-fi settings in the little border we have here. Cassandra put a lot of work into it. So, we like to do our announcements before we get... Now we are ready to get into our second episode of Stellar Age. I'm not going to do the whole fucking thing again.
Coward!
Season 2, Episode 2. Tonight's episode entitled Gravity Beneath the Surface.
Get your own.
We now return to the chain as the crew exiting their hangars meet up in the transitional deck between engineering, the hangars, and the transverse deck leading towards the nose of the ship.
So did anybody else see those lights blink in and then blink away like that?
Briefly.
I didn't think Apexes had warp drives.
I don't.
Yeah, maybe we can check and see if we pulled anything about it from sensors. Ship would have been pulling something more than us. And if it does actually have the capability of warp on its own, hell if I don't want to know how.
Well, we should do that. We should also look at the information we got from the ship. Check the manifests. They are heading towards Mormo Station. If we could figure out what we know about the station before...
It's neutral. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's kind of just one of those border places again. Other than that, do we know anything else about the Mormel Station? Other than it's a neutral...
Mormel Station is a neutral station that is on the border between what is known as generally the neutral expanse that is to the... Well, if you look at the map, it's like on the south of the map.
Okay.
If I can actually pull up my actual notes for the thingy that I did.
Even more of a fucking worry. If this is what is it, manager consortium, they usually don't play unless it's for high fucking stakes, right? So what the fuck are they doing moving Malaysian tech out there? Nothing good.
Something illegal, probably.
That's a safe bet. Yes, it was illegal. You don't shoot at people for legal things. Well, I guess you kind of do. I mean, I shoot at people for legal things.
A few years of my life,
so.
I did.
I do not have it on the computer, but I will share actually the map onto the Discord after the show tonight, if somebody would take a note down to remind me to do that. Or post it into the Discord telling me, hey, post it.
I'm on it, Chief.
So if we were to go north, south, east, west, this is in the southwest, on the border between the Kaitoan Empire and Malaysian Dominion space. At the very bottom where the two pieces meet, to the south of that is kind of a neutral expanse because there's not that great... There's not many habitable planets in the stars in that region. The only habitable planet that was in that region was Erebus, which is the Stenfod. The Branfod. That's a different thing. Branfod homeworld. X homeworld. Well, it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's just the sons of Pulsar now.
You can get
Technically, you
to
can
it,
go there.
in
It's not
between
very long.
pulses.
Yeah.
It's illegal, but you could.
So it's kind of at the meeting point of those three. And Mormal Station is a neutral station that is mostly owned and operated by the independent companies as a council. So there's kind of like a corporations association, an HOA for the companies that have interest in Mormal Station. Mormal Station is home to several shipping concerns, as well as resource transfer, so that the Kaitoans and the Milesians really don't have direct influence with each other. Their economic arms tend to use these stations, Mormal Station being one of these neutral stations along the border, to transfer goods between the two nations that are currently in kind of a Cold War right now. And that's pretty... It's the essential... It's mostly populated by corporates, their laborers, and a class of people known as Jetsam. Jetsam is the actual... To give you the actual definition here.
Oh no.
Jetsam means unwanted material or goods that have been thrown overboard from a ship and washed ashore, especially material that has been discarded to lighten a vessel.
I mean, yeah, like the flotsam and jetsam.
Yeah. Flotsam is pieces of the ship, whereas jetsam is materials specifically that was cargo. So these people are referred to as jetsam. A sort of human debris, if you will.
Yeah.
They have no citizenship in any nation. They are not, they do not have any kind of identification. They do not have a place within any nation. So they live in these neutral spaces, and they try to get by.
Are they of various races?
They tend to be species.
Species.
They are of the varied species. Anyone can become Jetsam. Basically, no one wants to claim you.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That is the three strata. So you've got your corporate suits, you've got your corporate laborers and merchants, and then you've got Jetsam that live in the station.
Are we able to get information from the Sybil about what kind of...
I think I'd given it to you.
Yeah, we actually gone through that already. I used the yahas and stuff.
Yeah, because remember she crushed the roll and got stunt points, and then spent all the stunt points on information. So what was received is that they were going to Mormal Station, that they worked for the Vanagar Consortium. They were contracted to the Vanagar Consortium, even though they were a smuggler vessel. They had an alternate
public face.
They had a public cargo list and then a private cargo list. You got both.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was from the Picus. I didn't realize that was from the Sybil.
Oh, the Sybil? The Sybil is destroyed.
Oh, completely destroyed. Okay,
yeah,
I wasn't sure
it
if we
got
were able to gather information from it.
Oh, you saw it get fucking wrecked. I mean, you can try before you go anywhere. You can attempt to salvage if you want, which will be a few checks. But it's in pieces, and maybe the largest chunk is... There's maybe a part of the bridge, but the entire reactor and drive assembly, catastrophic explosion. It's in half right now. It's basically the portion that was left of the ship that landed in the Andes from Alive. If you remember that movie about the soccer team that crashed and had to eat their team members.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched it.
I haven't thought about that film in like 2 decades. Holy shit.
Right?
Yeah.
It's basically just the front portion that's barely held together.
Okay, no, I just wasn't sure if we had any, if we were able to get...
I apologize. I thought you were talking about the Picus.
No, I asked the Sybil.
If we get to the sensors and see what we would find, someone saw what happened and they, warped the fuck out. Maybe we can get some information before anything dissipates.
Let's go.
Yeah. Quick setting question is like tracking people, like that old Star Trek thing of like I'm gonna track their warp signature. Like, is that a thing or?
You can catch warp signatures when they appear, when they are imminent, and when they exit, and you can make a rough trajectory.
Okay.
Like guess.
Yeah.
You can tell a
Okay.
general direction where they're going, but there's no like I can just follow it like a trail. It's more of like
Gotcha.
Would we be able to register it as a person of interest so that if it shows up again, we'll be able to be notified of those same warp signatures
Well,
in the
let's get
areas?
well,
to,
you'll have to roll to see if you can get a lock on the warp signature.
Let's
Okay.
let's get up.
All right, so who is doing what? Because you have some desire to see if there's anything salvageable on the Sybil, and you also want to check out the warp signature readings at the end that as they warped out that mysterious, formless
warp frame.
vessel.
Warp frame. I
Calling
love
him a
him.
warp frame.
That's what I've been calling him.
We've been calling him the warp frame.
Yeah, the warp frame.
So
Like
who's doing
that.
what? I can tell you that it's going to be sensor checks and perception tests to look for stuff on the Sybil, and it is going to be intelligence tech and intelligence engineering for the warp signature checks.
I can check. I can go and take a look, see what's left of the Sybil out there.
I can as well.
All right, whatever you want to do, Captain.
Calamity, you with me?
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to know what's up with the. I want. A robot did something cool. My robot doesn't do it. I need answers now.
I've never seen anybody's do that. And
They don't. They can't. How does it? We gotta.
there's a slight childish like vibration of glee between the two of them, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Have you
just-
seen- I've never seen. What about this? No. Oh,
All right, so
Somebody,
who is?
woman just died, and we're like, oh yay, toys.
So you two are checking. So who you can technically like look out the window and visually scan with exterior optics sensors, or you can scan with the computers with Ian. Whoever is going to scan with Ian, it is going to be an intelligence. There it is. Wow, it's on here too. I love this screen. That one is going to be intelligence technology. And whoever does the manual scanning, it will be a searching perception test.
Perception searching?
Perception,
Not perception
searching.
seeing. Okay.
No, this is searching.
So not with the sensors of the apex.
No.
Okay.
Definitely not the. Oh, you actually want to get out and go into
I wasn't
Apex.
sure if that was
Not
an
going
option.
No,
Yeah.
you can go and search with the Apex and really like literally sift through the debris. But you can achieve almost the same level of granularity
From here.
Okay.
from there. It will. Let me see. I will let you add a bonus equal to your sensors to if whoever is using the sensors, whoever is working with Ian.
You can work with Ian.
Alright.
By the way, Ian is the integrated artificial neural network that is the AI of the ship.
Hey, bud, Ian.
Yes,
Ian.
Gallo? How may I be of service?
We're gonna check out the ship we just blew up, so can you help me out, bud?
Which ship would you be referring to?
That'd be the Sybil.
I can help you perform that duty.
That would be most appreciated, Mr. Ian.
The prefix of Mr. is not required.
No problem, bud.
I'm not your bud guy. Sorry. Nix that last one. I couldn't help it.
oh, not your guy. friend.
Assy.ini.
Alright, so I'm making an
Initiating SAS.dll.
So I'm making an intelligence tech roll if I had
Yep.
tech, and then I get to. Do I get to add my sensors from my apex or not?
Not the
No,
Apex.
the ship.
The ship has sensors.
Oh right, the ship has
The
some
chain.
sensors. Okay, so that's a 2. So
And I will need just a straight up perception searching test for you. So this is a 3 D6 system. Sorry, I'm typing out Ian's name so you can see how it's written. So this is a 3d6 system. You roll the 3d6, you add the total to your stat plus a focus bonus if you have the focus. Very simple and straightforward, and that is against a target number that I have set for difficulties. So, what do we got?
18.
18?
21.
20. Ooh, okay. Searching amongst the scattered remains of the Sybil. I was about to say Picus. Of the Sybil. Ragna sees bent metal, the occasional floating crew member, as well as many a ruined machine. They seem to have several apexes that were severely damaged in the catastrophic reactor failure that your missiles happened to cause.
Or bad.
You also see the remains of what looked like maybe 8 pawns, all lost as well, broken, rent beyond salvage. The goods in the crates also scattered and destroyed. You occasionally see a random floating assault rifle, a random floating shoulder-mounted laser cannon. The front cone of the ship is mostly intact, although the bridge has been exposed to void and there is no power currently. It is currently tumbling. After receiving a bit of momentum shifts bouncing around the asteroids, it seems to have come to rest within the orbital stretch of the asteroid belt. Ian's scan finds that it does not look like any computers can be accessed. The internal destruction, alongside the fact that the reactor had been lost, caused massive damage to the electronics and internal systems of this ship. The only thing that seems to be of particular note is that you're able to see that there's a few bodies. The scans show that morphology-wise, there was actually several different species aboard this ship. You notice a few too often. That being said, it is not a government ship of any kind. But the fact that a non-arbiter vessel had been kind of open to the idea of mixing these national interests, the way these species are at each other's throats all the time, does cause a moment of pause. While that is going down, Eden and Calamity are rolling and sifting through some sensor logs, specifically concerning a small period of time just after the combat with the Apexes had wrapped up. So I'm going to need... One is going to be making actually, I'll have you both make engineering tests.
Thanks.
Yeah. You never hear any complaints from them.
Apex...
That works for me.
I will allow Apex focus what is it called in this system? It's not a specialty. It is a expertise.
Expertise?
Yeah.
18.
I got a 16, but I also generated stun points.
Woo! What do you want? How many stunt points did you generate?
I got 3 of them.
Burn them.
You're on the bridge, so you have 4. So because you were within range of Ragna.
Okay, cool. Was not sure. Thank you so much. Where the heck are?
Remember, if you spend 4, though, we get to start the churn tracking again.
Yeah, sounds good. Way into it, Chief. Here we go. The general exploration stunts, or no, this is investigation stunts. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, investigation.
There they are.
Let's see.
I don't need this one at all.
Some of these are flagged as simple and detailed.
Detailed is when you were doing like a literal sifting through a crime scene kind of a thing. Simple is a one-off investigative test, kind of like a knowledge test. So this would be a simple.
Got it. Okay, cool. So then let's just shove those 2 off the table. That simplifies things considerably. Then yeah. Okay. I think I'd like to burn 2 of them on intuition then.
Intuition. Could not have noticed or deduced simply by interacting with it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
All of his joy.
The way warp drives work, each species, each culture had come to the solution of FTL travel in its own way. Kaitoans do this strange shifting, that reduces the mass. It isn't 100% known where the mass goes, but mass reduces greatly, and they're able to accelerate to appropriate speeds and maintain that type of travel for extended periods of time. The best Milesian scientists can say is that they kind of, they want to call it phasing, because the best guess they have is that they convert some of the ship's matter into dark energy. Which, in and of itself, sounds absolutely fuck all impossible. The Milesians, which are your closest to your humans of this setting, they developed a warp field system where they take Nexite power, annihilate matter and antimatter in a fusion, which creates their a kind of a warp field, a bubble of sorts, but it's more of a field. Bubble means it can be popped. This field can be penetrated. And they open space in front, and they contract space behind, so it kind of squeezes the ship through space-time. That is how they move. It's using space-time as like a pressure differential. It's been kind of called a caterpillar drive because you extrude in the direction of where you're going, so to speak. This is the part of the show where it gets very nerdy, guys. Like I said, I did a lot of research into my shit. All of my personal settings have a lot of research into them, I realize.
I sense this continuing motif.
The brand pod use a similar type of they just have different ratios for how they burn Nexite and refine it, but they also have this warp field, and they shared it with the Milesians, and that's how they both have that. The Tuathans create a minor fold in space and in front of their ships that ends up looking like an iris, which they then travel through and appear at another point in space. So it's kind of like wormhole / space folding techniques. That's the known FTL capabilities. So the Tuathans hop by going, from location to location. Think of like the Battlestar Galactica jumping, the way they did that. This thing generated a warp field and then hopped. It created a warp field around itself, started traveling at a speed, and then once it hit a certain speed, just before it would leave FTL sensor range for trajectory placement, it actually popped out similar to the way a Tuathan ship might reach.
Well, shit.
Huh.
That's FTL, and it folded space just at the end of its warp field generation.
Okay.
And that's the confusing part, because nobody's done that. It's never been posited whether it was could or could not. It was just that the different... There's kind of a pride in how each one achieved FTL. It's kind of a cultural thing. This is how we conquered the stars. So they're very nationalistic pride about how they travel. So nobody's really tried it, because the Tuathan look at the others as like, you're traveling. We just end up there. Whereas the Milesians look at it as, we bend space and time to our will, and the Kaitoans are in their world of we never leave here. We are always present, and we always travel to arrive where we're going. You know where we are. You will see us coming. That kind of pride.
Matter of personal pride, was the Branfod the ones to give that technology to the Milesians?
They were it was a Branfod who was the first one to figure that out. Okay. And when the Milesians had been settled and the Branfods started to communicate and found out that they were, morphologically speaking, the most similar between Milesians and Branfod, that relationship that grew, because there's a lot of Branfod in the Dominion. It was a Branfod of the Dominion who discovered FTL in the warp field generation.
Okay.
So now that the science lesson is over, that's the information that you have.
Was that a combination of both our successes?
Yeah, the part about it being a fusion drive of some kind,
yeah,
was the intuition points. Noticing, trying to track where it was going would have resolved in a different way if you hadn't gotten the intuition point. So both of you would have achieved a success and gotten the same information, but
how you got there would have been, yeah, I'm with you.
So there you go.
Well, that's fucking weird.
It's fucking splendid. Ugh.
I want one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Dominion would love one. I'm pretty sure they don't have any. It hasn't been that long since I exited service. We did not have that. Or they didn't let me play with it. Or they didn't let me fix any. Either or. That's new shit.
We should probably tell somebody about this, though, huh? That's like our job or whatever.
Yeah, that definitely needs to be reported.
I mean, we can compile our data and put it into a package, send back
to the Agora.
Yeah, we don't have enough data to, I don't think, mark this or give anything substantial, but at least enough to be like, hey, this exists. This is a fucking nightmare. Congratulations.
I mean, it'll be a lot more interesting than the past month's worth of information that we've sent back to them.
It's also a matter of looking through the manifests we found from the ficus.
Yeah, we got two versions, obviously. They're restricted cargo list and then the actual front-facing. If we want, we could possibly compare their public-facing and see if similar ships were carrying from that space the same things. But It's probably better that we look into the normal station.
We should get the information either way over, so we know what we're doing.
Yeah, speaking of the Pica, should we, like, tow that somewhere, or are we just gonna leave it here?
I mean, it's pretty close to the asteroid field, but there's nobody left on board now, so...
It's trash like everything else in this area.
And, yeah, because they took the cargo, and then we blew up the cargo.
Unless you want to let us take some what's left.
There is a tag and claim system where you can basically market for pickup by specialist crews that are designed to do this for salvage, and especially because it has weapons on it, the arbiters would not want that to fall into whoever happens upon it.
Yeah.
It's not knowing the answer. Eden's like, it's not like you'll let us take what's left on there, right? Because I mean, we'll have to do repairs, and
We're not pirates. We'll tag it. We don't want anyone else getting their hands on it, and if anything is salvageable, we have technically claim to it. So let it go through the proper channels, and we'll see what happens.
Besides, I wouldn't want to get some accidental crate of more killer robots on our ship anyway. So
I thought we were pirates, so, you know.
Information to the Agora first.
well, we can set course, and you can start sending a report through. No need. We don't have to.
Unless they have other orders and don't want us to go there.
Actually, as arbiters, you do have operational leniency. You're allowed to decide how you're going to approach situations with the amount of. No, it's fine. That's why I'm giving you the heads up. Because of the number of arbiters that are required and the amount of time it takes for time delay, you are given for delay in communications. That is, you are given a great degree of operational leniency and your choice of how you want these things to go down. So long as you don't make catastrophic choices, they usually back. If you blow up a fucking planet, you're not going to Jon Stewart yourself into a, nice little
We are
backwater job.
Going asking for a fight though, because they sent things after us with the bill.
Well, what about the welfare of the station, right?
No,
we can't ignore that.
We're not going to ignore it, but we have to be careful of how we approach these things.
I mean, at the very least, it's a neutral station, so there shouldn't be hopefully any open hostility towards us as arbiters.
Hopefully.
Gray area is the best place to play.
I mean, honestly, they've already kind of set up how they want this whole situation to go down between the two of us. We expended torpedoes. We just send them a bill back.
Oh, can we?
Those things cost money.
We'll hold off on that. If we're not gonna immediately send a bill, but we should check it out. We'll have to gather a data package and send a type beam to Agora.
I mean, we could also set our course just outside of sensor range of the station before we go straight to it if you really want to be cautious.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing though, right? This is relatively public. A lot of different, I was going to say countries, but that's not the right word.
Corporate interests.
Corporate interests, yeah.
Yes, a lot of different corporate interests work out of there. Like, we're arbiters. I can't imagine the whole station is just going to turn on us and start trying to blow us out of the sky.
Be a hell of a day, though.
The only people we've pissed off so far is the Vanagar Consortium. And, like, how big a fish could they possibly be?
And we beat them. So, I mean...
Also, yes, good point.
One of their...
Question, had I... Because of its kind of range to the home planet, have I been there before? The normal station?
I mean, it's not super close because it's kind of on the diagonal to Erebus. Because Erebus is almost, if you were to, again, think of it as north-south, it is almost directly south of the line between the Tuathan territory of the High Council of Maktir and the Dominion border. It's closer to there. So this is all the way across Dominion territory and then on that corner.
Okay, so, alright. That makes me feel better about going there. Okay.
Oh, because of yeah. Okay.
I don't think we know that, do we?
What do we
It's
know?
my reputation.
Oh, yeah, you know
we
the
know
rep.
your reputation. Yeah,
You know the rep.
Okay.
You know the rep.
So, plotting course, heading out.
Sending information along the way.
The rest of the crew takes up their positions, preparing for your. You have a warp field generator, preparing for warp.
It's so cool we get to say that though. Sorry. Like just nerded out a bit.
If it's okay with you, I'd like to make sure everything's maintained in the hangar while we're traveling.
Well, how long will it take us?
It's not
Ish.
going to take long. It's maybe going to be 3 days.
Okay.
So a very
Yeah.
small interval
Yeah.
if you wish to use interval actions.
I do. We've never done that. I do.
It's a new thing.
I want to touch all the new toys, including this one.
Ah. Okay, so you want to do maintenance. You can do recovery if anybody took any wounds. I don't think
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
did.
Oh
yes.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Well, not wounds, but
No.
Oh, yeah.
You will recover all your fortune. Remember, nobody actually got hit.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
see,
difference.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You can increase. You can attempt to increase a relationship by relating. There's upkeep, which is upkeep's lifestyle stuff. Working, where you get a paying job, you can't really do that. You can train, which lets you. Let's see here. No test is needed, but you need 100 hours of training cumulative to acquire a new focus or a new degree of talent, or to advance an ability after gaining a level. So, this is like outside of leveling. You can still work out and increase things, but you have to keep track of how many hours you've put into it. So,
Okay, so like the making and fixing is like a long-term situation.
yeah, making and fixing also takes it's advanced tests. You have to acquire a certain number of degrees of success equal to, let's see, 5 for simple items, 10 to 15 for complex items, up to 20 or 25 for truly complex works. So fixing your apexes and doing that is simple tasks. Modifying them to a new loadout will be complex. So if you want to all of a sudden have Torment Lupus, you're gonna have
Call
to
me out. Fuck off, man.
All right, so who's interluding to what?
I'm gonna work on training.
Okay, you can do between duty time, interlude downtime. That's going to be 3 chunks of 8 hours.
Okay.
8 hours on. Well,
What
Yeah.
about shotguns? Rifle?
rifles. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to work on rifles.
Via VR training, because
Yeah.
We have a holodeck?
you don't have. No.
Oh,
VR, not. A holodeck is not VR.
no.
You're riding his fuck up in here. Let's go.
Through VR training, I would allow you to update that. So, that's 24 hours towards a focus.
Yep. I'm gonna keep track of that in the back of my sheet.
I need the minimal amount of maintenance time for Torment.
You can, by the way, you can only do this once per level.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait. So I can't train the same thing again until I level up?
You can begin training again, a new focus.
Oh, it has to be the same focus, and
No.
that's only one you get.
Yeah, you get one focus.
Okay.
So level 4, you're training to get rifles as an extra training thing.
Yeah.
When you hit level 5, that's when your next training can begin.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'll be able to continue this training.
Yeah, it's a cap of like
100 hours.
100 hours.
Got it.
You train for 100 hours, you get that focus. You cannot do this type of interlude again until you level, and then you can get back to training a new thing.
Got it.
Got it.
So I need the minimal amount of time to maintenance torment because it's got the flaw. However, any other time spent, she was actually hoping Alexia would join her in working on some grappling.
Now you're gonna have to spend because of the high upkeep, the high maintenance.
Yeah.
You're gonna spend your whole time.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a intelligence engineering test. Repair.
Well then,
Based on repair.
let's repair.
What is Calamity up to for 3 days?
Oh man, that's a very good question, and I should have read through this more carefully. I will do that between sessions. I think I just want to relate with someone.
Okay. Who would you like to relate with?
I don't know. We have so many wonderful weirdos on our crew.
You have Zep Casca, who is your I have a better voice for him now. I was kind of just randomly
Day one jitters.
I was randomly going with whatever when I first made him.
Hattie,
Not
y'all.
jitters, I just hadn't really thought it out. I got something better for him. You have your quartermaster, who is Iso Mortha. She's the Tuathan. She basically is closest thing to ship mom.
She's a cook, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that makes sure we don't eat just garbage for as long as we have fresh food.
Geos, that's what they're called. You have the extra engineer, your junior engineer, which is Alexia Galanis, who is Geos.
Right.
And then you've got Strom Bergeron, who is your junior medical officer.
So it sounded like Alexia was going to be busy with Eden anyway, and I like that I've already got an adversarial relationship with Zep. So I feel like that's a healthy place to be. So yeah, I just kind of want to hang out with Iso for a while.
Okay.
Blow off work.
No
Hey.
test is required. You just have to spend. You have to spend a number of interludes. Let's see here. GM determines how long this takes. It might be anywhere from a heartfelt conversation for an hour or two to spending days or even longer together. So you would be generating one relationship with Iso at this point. So I would let that happen in one interlude.
Okay.
But you get nothing else done.
Okay. Hey,
Wait, what?
I'm fine to like hang out in the galley and eat tube food and talk to
Actually, she's
ship mom.
pretty good at making, because you're under a form of micro thrust that does allow
That's
for
true.
gravity. She can cook.
Excellent.
In
Then
this
yes,
situation.
I suspect it starts off with just me going in there and it's like another day of tube food.
Put that
and-
down. Walks over, grabs it.
All
Emergencies, not because you're lazy.
Being hungry and lazy is an emergency.
Give me 5 minutes.
Mm, I'll give you 5 minutes under protest.
Because you have no energy. Because you're so hungry.
Hey, why don't you go like fix something, engineer?
So
We asked
just
you.
before I get into the scene more thoroughly, what is Gallo up to?
Gallo's probably he's gonna be chilling off in the med area. I think he wants to just try to relate more with my good pal
Strom?
my good pal, my good bud
Dr.
Strom.
Bergram.
Dr. Bergram.
I just call him.
He
just
hates
call him-
that.
Yeah.
Do not call him Bergie.
Oh,
Call him
Oh.
Berkey. Noted.
walks in the door, sees him there. Bergie, bud, hey, how you doing today?
So from the kitchen, everyone hears the loud report of gunfire.
No, he just throws a plant and it just shatters loudly, dramatically on the floor. Oh.
Okay. Well, we will go back. Let me
Yes.
do one at a time.
yes.
Yeah, totally.
So Iso begins preparing in a type of, I mean, the microgravity is enough to keep, you're gonna have bouncy things, but you do have enough gravity to be able to cook Things still kind of take a second to re-land, but they are going to move in a direction. And because of the orientation of the decks, she is able to cook standard, but she still takes certain precautions. There's screens on top of everything, so anything that has oil isn't going to splatter everywhere.
Oh god.
Good call.
Oh god.
The actual galley section is glassed off while things are working. So she immediately gets to basically creating the Tuathan equivalent of a small Irish breakfast.
Ooh.
She takes out a tube of or sealed package of a bean and sauce mixture. She opens that up. She puts that into a pan, throws a lid on top of it so that it stays within the heat. She cracks 2 eggs into circular, into like molds that you would see in like, on a fry top, but they have lids on them. So she cracks eggs into those. She puts a couple of slices of a very hearty looking style bread. This whole time, you're very lucky I was able to actually put this stuff together before we got underway.
Oh, if she turns around at any point, you said this whole area is glassed off. I'm
so
pressed
people
up
don't
against
get
that
splattered
glass.
with 0G oil.
Yeah, I'm just like poof, up against it. Just like,
So she turns around. You're very lucky I was able to. Oh dear Lord, get off the glass!
I want, that please. Give me the. I want the food that you're making. That looks great.
Yes, I'm making a serving for everyone.
Okay, but for me too, though, right?
Yes. My God. Rasher or no rasher?
Ooh. I like to live dangerously, so whichever one that is.
Bacon.
Okay, yes.
Bacon's very dangerous.
Space bacon.
She puts it into a rack and then slides it into this into like an oven type. It almost looks like, if you've ever been in a kitchen, it looks like a salamander. It's a broiler, but the cartridge slides in and doesn't move. It's all about keeping things in one place while under gravity, but still being able to cook stuff. Because I was a nerd and thought, how would you cook without having to eat everything out of tubes in microgravity? Because I'm that kind of a fucking nerd.
Thank you.
So as she's cooking, so you made sure not to overdo it this time, like I told you?
On the tube food? No, you wouldn't even let me eat it, which, like, I'm really hungry, so...
No, I'm talking about on your time away.
Oh. Yeah, I killed 2 people yesterday. I don't know, time's weird in space.
She has
So,
this, she squints her eyes a little bit and just... Yes, that's exactly what I was asking about. Fine.
You know that's my job, right? Like, they didn't exactly hire me on here because of, like, the pretty face and charming demeanor. They hired me on here because I kill people real good.
A necessary evil, if I would say, but fine. Did you at least try first before you started killing them?
Yes, I told them I was going to kill them if they tried to, kill us.
Did they
I
try
technically
to kill
warned
you
them.
then? Did they actually try to kill you, or did you make up a reason to have them try to kill you?
I said something along the lines of, if you come in here, I'm vested by the power in me by stuff that I can shoot you. So please don't shoot us. And they shot at us. So I really kind of feel like that's not on me at that point. That's kind of on them.
She puts it into this kind of Tupperware-like tray, putting each piece in, and there is a small... There's a slot that is open with kind of a with a tray on it to slide the food out while you're cooking and still protect people. So she puts it down and she slides it out. And she says, "Now what I want you to do is make sure that you chew it."
Ow.
And I regret all requests.
Plate face.
0G Goku eating.
Yes.
Oh, holy shit! This is incredible. See,
Yeah,
this is why you're my favorite person on the ship, by the way. Okay,
I don't
so
know if I
it's-
should take that with as a compliment or if I should be worried.
Mm. Most of the time with me, it's typically both. I seem to have that effect on people. But this is fantastic.
As you're talking, she's now creating like 3 others, and they're going.
Oh,
into,
good.
like,
I'm gonna need
bento
seconds.
boxes. So she's putting them all into these little like bento box style things that all stack on top of each other and actually clamp. And she puts that through the slot, and she says, "Now, if you would please do me the favor, since you decided to sit here and pester me the whole time, would you go please make sure that everyone has their meals?" And she slides these 6 other portions through the slot to you.
Great.
You'd be
So
an angel if you did.
I'll just take my portion off the top. There we go. In
You
payment.
just ate
and...
your portion. There's one for everyone else.
Fine, Mom. Thanks again. Like, head out through the
Piece of bacon hanging from
the
mouth.
kitchen.
In your
Oh, yeah,
relationship,
Good.
in your relationship section, add Iso Mortha relationship 1,
Done and done.
and we'll put begrudging parental as the tag for
Oh, I
that
love that.
relationship, because you're supposed to tag each relationship with what kind of relationship it is, because you can have a negative relationship where you're somebody's rival or nemesis and that kind of shit.
Oh, fuck yes.
So
For Commando, do I have to define those in off time? Because
no,
I get-
as commando, it is literally a commando relation.
Okay,
For anybody that joins your squad, they gain the temporary commando relation.
okay.
So it's just part of your mechanic.
Yeah,
for
I didn't know
commando.
if I needed to do that, like defining them. And I'm like, shit, did I not do my homework? I'm fine.
This is very Mass Effect right now. I'm realizing this
Yeah.
is very fucking Mass
This
Effect.
is the dating sim portion. Yep,
No metal cat people though.
Damn it.
that's what AI is for.
No Garrus.
Bad news. I'm gonna keep hitting that
Ideas for
renegade
you?
option
You
every
cannot
time. So.
build relationship with Ian. I'm going to point that out
Damn
now.
it, hard limit.
Ew.
He is sentient, not sapient.
Okay.
Ian, love me, please.
Flashbacks.
I requested
Flashbacks.
All I requested was sass.
I thought you said sex, and I'm
No.
like, HR is hard no on this.
Ian is HR.
Exactly. One of his hard
Yeah,
limits.
the AI is the human resources director.
God, I
Tells you this. Oh,
I didn't do anything.
the Velcro popped.
Yeah. you
Oh god.
Pop.
Just
Push it.
re-push the Velcro.
Mayday. Mayday.
I'll fix it.
Make an engineering
System
repair
damage.
test.
Weird that I can't tell because it's light.
Because it's light. I mean, usually light makes it easier, but
Normally.
Yeah.
normally.
Just apply simple pressure.
Mm.
The
There you
walls
go.
can
Yep.
take it.
I was just making sure things lined up the way they're supposed to.
There you go.
Something
Hull
that's
breach!
gonna
Hull
go
breach!
Avoid!
Good enough.
Okay.
I fix.
You fix.
How many times have I told you if you call me Bergie, I was going to throw a scalpel at your head?
I think I've lost count, but
There's going to come a day where I'm actually going to go through with it.
well then I hope you'll also it's gonna be good because you'll be there to help fix it up afterwards. I can
Yes.
count on you.
With
'cause we're
with
dependable.
more skill than you have. I still don't understand why the officer gave you the fucking job of fucking senior medical officer. He goes around
Hey.
grumbling, going
Hey.
over to the fucking
Hey now.
auto dock station and adjusting different elements of the machine.
I
Look,
love him so much.
we just got out of a first bit of action, and thankfully nobody got hurt. So at the same time, it doesn't really matter who is counted as more or less qualified. We're both here working together.
Oh, I forgot to. Okay, so we're gonna get back into that, but I realize I need to describe what Iso looked like.
Oh yeah, we don't know what. We
She has blonde hair, but almost straw. Like it's like desaturated blonde hair, almost gray.
Ash.
Ashy, kind of a blonde. It's held in a tight, rounded braid that it always is a little swayy in whatever microgravity you're in, but it still stays close to her back. She's a little bit older of a Tuathan. She seems like she's seen a few, but even then, for Tuathan, they live to almost 180 years on the reg. It is impolite to ask, but you can tell she's been around the block. She's been alive for at least a century at this point. She is of a softer body type. She's around, 5'8". Very rounded features, which you don't really see in Tuathans either. Her ears have a slight downward point to them. She has generous proportions in certain areas. But the body suits fit her well. But as I said, more of a soft body type. As compared to Alexia, who is a fucking edifice.
Nice
Wrong game!
word.
Wrong game! Wait,
Ooh.
Jolene summons Alexia.
Oh,
she
no.
tends to wear earthy tones in most of her suits. You don't really wear jackets, so it's mostly jumpsuits when you're in space. And she always seems to have just kind of a polite smile to her eyes.
Oh.
And then there's Strom. Strom is 5'4",
Still taller than me.
about 3'4" wide. He is built like a fire hydrant. He tends to wear whites. He's not the most ripped of Brandfod, but you can tell it's almost like sumo muscle. He's barreled, and you're fairly sure if in normal gravity, compared to most other Brandfod, he was surface born, so he grew up on a planet in the Dominion. So he actually has a particularly sturdier build as compared to the space bound Brandfod, who, for Brandfod, they're still stockier than most Milesians, but they tend to be a little bit stretched out. Think of the difference between like a hill dwarf and a mountain dwarf. He has giant red chops
Oh,
I love him.
yeah.
that lead into a ring around his head of red hair that thins out on top.
Oh no.
But
This
he-
is the space future. People don't care about that anymore.
he has the tattoos that are found on most Brandfod. He didn't put on his face. He put them on his forehead, leading up into the spot that leads into the hair, having almost a runic style appearance. He wears rounded glasses that strap behind the ear with a band. And there's something about them, they always seem to catch light, so seeing his eyes only happens when he really wants you to see his eyes. Otherwise, it's just a white glare.
Yes, it's so good.
Fucking anime. Oh my
Anime
God.
character design 101.
His screen handle is Melvin.
Oh no.
No, he's not that much of a nerd.
Dr. Tomo?
He also on his jumpsuits, aside from having the sector wide notify symbol for medical staff, think of the Red Cross. I haven't designed it particularly yet, but it is the symbol for medical personnel. He also has on his belt at all times, he has a med scanner and a toolkit, a medical kit on him at all time. Like, downtime, walking around the ship, motherfucker has these two things on his belt. So he goes back to messing with the auto dock, which is basically the emergency robot if both medical officers go down. It also performs extended treatments. You sit down in the chair. It's an acceleration couch of its own. You get strapped into it, and a pair of clamps come down over your arms where it can administer via hypo spray injection. So it doesn't actually puncture your flesh with needles. It just uses fine diffusion. No, not diffusion.
Osmosis?
Yeah, type of. It's. Fuck. Of the scientific terms, I forget. It's one of the basic ones you learn in like 6th grade.
Diffusion?
Is it diffusion? It's the transference between a membrane of one into another, of one state into another.
Chat, you have a mission. We need you to Google
There you
this.
go. Somebody figure out that science term for
you
me.
have a quest.
I know I've been running fantasy games for how long. Getting into actual sci-fi stuff again has been a treat and a challenge. Anyway,
I thought it was osmosis.
yeah, it might be osmosis. Diffusion, osmosis.
Oh, if it's water, it's osmosis. Diffusion is normally okay. So I was
Basically, it goes. The medicine is
biology
put through the skin without puncturing your flesh. Via like molecular diffusion, it gets it through your skin. And you can sit there for hours, days, receiving treatments without the need of a medical professional. But it's his job to make sure that that's going on correctly, and he believes he should be in charge of it. So he continues to grumble as he fiddles with the knobs and the nozzles and the settings.
Look, why is it? Look, I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying that. Why does it matter so much to you whether or not you're considered the head or the junior? You know, there's a lot of good junior positions in the world and the fields, and you know, you gotta start somewhere. That's okay.
He turns. I might not have the number of degrees that you have, which, by the way, I would love to have a conversation with whoever the professor was that put you through any of your classes. I was a combat medic in the Dominion. I earned my doctorate while I was on a ship on the line. I have more experience than you. And I keep this place a sight cleaner than you ever will.
But you yell when I'm trying to take care of the plants, man.
The plants! That energy.
The plants can feed off of that energy. And if you do that, then they're not going to take in the nutrients from their roots they're supposed to.
I apologize. I didn't take the plant's feelings into account while I was trying to make sure everybody else on the crew didn't die.
Just give me a sec. Like, when was the last time somebody had to use the autodock since I've joined the ship? Tell me that.
It's been a month. It's been 1 month.
And have we need to use the autodock?
We haven't had a need to use the autodock.
I don't see what the problem is here. We're doing a great job, both of us, together, man.
I'm just gonna
I will ask you.
Yeah.
Please. Just make sure that after you've finished your gardening, and then he gestures over to the spiral plant array on the wall that has all of your little pods for your plants, because literally not many people know this, plants can grow in any direction they want. They just always seem to grow up because they're going towards the sun, which to us is up. This is a spiral set, so in the middle of the array is a solar stand-in, and it, through a combination of soil samples and hydroponics, you've got a nice little garden actually going over there. I would just ask if you would make sure that your gardening tools don't end up with the surgical implements. The autoclave needs to be used for one thing at a time. Why do I leave notes. I put notes. You see over here? He trudges over, and there's literally like a magnetic whiteboard card that he has written on it. Autoclave is not for gardening tools. And he's put it on the autoclave.
He's a passive-aggressive
You know what an autoclave is, right?
Is that
Oh my god.
It like superheats and sterilizes equipment.
Okay.
Right here. I put this here because I found a trowel in there. A trowel. As I was preparing to make sure that our weekly de-sterilization of all of our equipment, I found your gardening shovel.
I was looking for that, you know. Thanks for letting me know where it is. I kind of go on over and put it next to the other gardening tools. You know, at first I thought, I don't know why I thought this. For some reason I thought whoever was leaving these notes, for some reason I thought it was Ian, because he's part of the ship, he's everywhere. But you know what? Now that I know it's you, I'm gonna make sure that I definitely read them thoroughly.
He stands up straight, walks over to the auto dock, sits down, closes the collars on the arms, and says, Ian, would you do me a favor? Yes, Dr. Bergeron? Would you please run a scan on my brain and make sure I haven't had an aneurysm? This'll take some time, Gallo, so if you just...
It has been 0 days since last auto dock use. Erase the whiteboard.
Alright,
Oh
I see you're getting some frustrations out. I'm gonna let you alone with Ian. I'll get back to the plants when you're having a better time.
He looks over at you with a giant smile on his face. Yes, make sure the plants are well taken care of. And then smiles at the roof, at the ceiling of the room.
Oh my god.
We'll do.
As the scan is run.
Will do, bud. As Gallo kind of shuffles off to other duties aboard the ship.
Were all douche glasses handed out when we joined the crew? And why didn't he?
Why didn't
Ethan
for you
get it?
upstairs?
Oh, okay, thank you. I felt a
Yeah.
little left out. I was like, whoa.
My douche glasses are used like a Sakura headband. I don't know.
I know, I love it though.
Mine are preserved for good moments.
to
Mine are to hide.
block out the
face.
bad vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had them in my pocket last time. I just didn't. The moment didn't arise.
No, I'm just saying. The
so-
Arbiter standard issue.
Increase under your relationship section on your character sheet.
Strom,
Right,
yeah.
Strom, Bergeron. Relationship 1. And then the definition of that relationship, we're going to go with odd couple.
I like it.
Nailed it.
I don't object.
Specifically the show. This is 100%
Oh
the
my
relationship between Felix and... What was the other guy's name?
God. Was it begin with an R?
Roger?
Shit.
No. Chat will help me out with that one.
Oscar?
Oscar.
It was Oscar.
Perfect.
That's what it was.
Yes, Oscar and Felix. That is the pair of them.
Holy shit.
So
that aneurysm check happened for 3 more days.
Aneurysm check. What do I roll to check for an aneurysm?
Yep, that should define our this season.
I'm just gonna...
I'd like to make an aneurysm check.
Yep. I'm writing that.
Yeah.
I gotta go make friends with that guy.
So no rolls are required for maintenance. You just have to dedicate time to it.
You made me roll for no reason? Thanks for the stress.
Because you said making or fixing, so I read making or fixing.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Maintenance actually doesn't take anything.
Good. Okay. With that.
You didn't have any major losses that couldn't be...
I didn't have any loss.
You didn't have any losses, so this is just straight up maintenance.
Yeah, no, she just likes to spend time with him.
Fixing counts as maintenance, though.
Meanwhile, mine is like chipping more paint.
Oh! Sneaks over and is just trying to like buff it out.
It doesn't buff out.
So
It's engraved.
Panel
in the
just
paint.
falls off.
3 days later,
Kong.
everyone gets the notification that it is time to drop. Well, actually, over the comms, Ian starts to say, "Coordinates approaching," and then it cuts out. No. I get to say this part, not you.
No! I love it.
Oh no! How dare you?
No, it's fine. Continue. I'm fine. I'm good.
I would like to let everybody know on the ship that we are coming out of warp in about 5 minutes. So if you would please join me on the bridge. Casca out. Press the button.
There's nothing to throw. I'd like to throw my bra, but I'm not wearing one in space. There's no reason to.
I could throw the pants. No one's gonna see. It's fine.
I can't do Texan, but I can do a much better butchered Cajun accent if I was gonna do one. So I've given up on Texan. I'm going with
no
Cajun.
bras to throw in space.
You don't need it. There's no gravity.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Ian ain't got shit.
So the 4 of you are gonna meet up on the bridge.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
pants was-
Sitting.
Oh, Captain.
Sitting in the acceleration couch is Zep Casca, your executive officer / secondary pilot. He has black hair on top with a buzz cut along the sides, but it fades into gray and white around the side of his head and around the back.
Yep.
It's a little bit longer than a high and tight, but the same like shave pattern. But you can definitely see the gray to white hair.
Oh my god, we're inverse.
Yeah, kinda. He has a big eye patch that has 3 points that goes across and one that goes around the back, and they all 3 meet right in the middle of the back of his head. He has
I feel attacked.
strong angular features.
Please attack me.
Yep.
And he's definitely somebody who is in shape.
Please attack me. Let's wrestle.
Give me a minute, all right?
sorry. Can we do that on the bridge?
No.
Not in my acceleration couch, no.
Oh, why is there a wet spot?
Oh, no! Fuck!
Put
18
down
plus, folks.
Oh.
a towel is all I ask. It's a simple thing. It's a courtesy.
Boundaries, people.
He has his he's wearing a jumpsuit, but he's got the sleeves rolled up to just below his elbow.
This fucking guy.
He was a he is ex military, but his injury is not just his eye. You know from his personnel file is that it was also a level of neurological damage. You can see crawling up the back of his neck black lines. He received a massive amount of dump shock while interacting with a neural system once. So now he flies manually, but he can never bring himself to fly in Apex again. So his job now is to make sure that the ship runs at least everybody does their job. While he also takes over the pilot's seat. When Calamity will let him.
If he wants to do the boring parts, I mean...
He spins his acceleration couch around, looks at the four of you. Coming out of warp.
Sounds like a plan. Anything interesting happen?
Not as of yet, but I was about to look at the sensors once we were able to get on the other side.
Sounds good.
Would you like the honors, Calamity?
Yeah, get out of my chair.
Ugh.
Okay. I'll
But
go
please.
to my other chair. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
He slides across, gets into his, into the... I think he's in fire control. Yeah, he's in fire control normally. But the stations have multiple purposes, multiple functions. They share a lot of functionality. This is not like a actual battleship in our world where every station is specifically designed for a specific purpose. A lot of these different stations can be used for multi-purpose just because of the way interaction is. He transfers some of the screens that he had with a wave of his hand over to his other station, slides over, gets into his, and then pulls up main screen. The current location on the big map, on the sector map. Coming out in 5, so it's all yours. Grumbles and gets back to him.
Mm-hmm. I know how to fly a ship. Thank you. Thank you.
So, the ship comes out of warp, just on the edge of sensor range. You're able to see quite a few ships in the region. Around a station like this, you will see a much higher density of ships than you would ever see in travel in open space. There has to be 40 to 50 ships currently flying in either wet dock, which means that they are shuttling in while attached to a stationary sponson, basically like anchoring out away from the station.
Yeah.
As well as seeing docking spines that connect. This station is a large ring-style station with a central hub, so it looks kind of like a spinning wheel. And the docking spines go vertical and a few stubbier ones for larger ships. Well, the larger ships connect to docking spines that go up and then connect out. Smaller ships have actual hangar bays around the exterior ring, as well as docking spines. Basically, there's a place for any size ship to dock. Your ship is large enough that it's going to need to connect to one of the spines on the outer radial. Is there anything you wish to do from here?
Did we send over the information to the Agora that we were able to gather?
Yeah, you had said you were going to send it over in transport.
Just wanted to make sure there wasn't have to be a roll or anything attributed to that.
No, they sent an acknowledgement of receipt back that you got just like a day before coming out of warp.
Okay.
Did you want to try checking the reading off of Mystery Apex?
Oh, fuck all if we have enough information to pinpoint where it went.
Well, I mean, like, if it just happens to be here at the station, before we get into sensor range.
You want us to visually see if we just see it chilling out in the...
I think he means scan for its reactor. Like
I didn't think we had its information.
Well, that was what I had given in the quip, is that it's such a unique and strange device that actually pinpointing where it could be and tracking it is going to be next to impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, I'm pretty sure if it's there, everyone would be gathered around it, throwing a fucking party in its honor, because God, if that's not special.
I kind of want to kiss it, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel weird about it. But yeah. So,
I don't.
Catherine, what do you want to do about Orden out there? Are we looking for anything specific?
Pretty much just feeling out to see what the hell is going on. If we can find out more about why they were here, or why they were coming here.
So we want to make friends with anybody in the area in docking, right?
Pretty much.
Making friends.
Shall I bring the ship in then?
Let's leave the making friends part to me.
Oh, good, thanks.
Yeah, making friends part to me. Yeah. We're going to call in to Doc, because I assume we have to make ourselves known.
It is easy to get in touch with docking. I'm not going to have this role play out the whole docking sequence, because that's a procedural level that we do not need to get into.
Thank you.
What about the Oregon Trail again?
Within the next 10 to 15 minutes, you have been given a docking spine to attach to, and they have logged with you the fee that the Agora station has to pay for your docking at the station. There is a docking fee, but they give open. They don't ask for it up front to arbiters.
Tab.
Yeah, you have a tab. You've been notified that your docking fee has been added to the arbiter deposits that need to happen. This station it's not the newest station, but it is a very there is points of high reconstruction. There are very modern elements to it in certain parts, because as the corporations have started to take over, certain ones have more of an eye for aesthetic. This is mostly dominated by Milesian corporations. There are a few Kaitoan corporations. The Kaitoans don't have as much of a economic arm, but they do have very major shipping concerns and corporations within their empire. But they're a little bit more tied to the government than others, as the Milesians are definitely harder on the capitalist, but really skirting that line between fascist when it comes to economic applications. So this is kind of a Wild West kind of a situation. It's in neutral space. There's a whole bunch of corporations that are not under the finger of their governments at the moment. And there's a lot of jetsam lining the hallways, finding small little holes and compartments that currently aren't in use. There are hab spines as well that go in, that act as kind of spokes of the wheel. That's where your habitat areas are. Where you dock is connected to a Brandfod location. It is connected to the Bright hegemony, a Bright Star hegemony. They control a lot of transfer and refinement of Nexite. So as you dock, you see other ships of that company around. There's a lot of in Milesian space. There are minor corporations, but the major corporations are hegemonies, and they control major aspects of one portion of the economy. So the Bright Star corporation, Bright Star hegemony is the one that controls that next site. Shipping, mining.
Yeah.
They have a whole bunch of subsidiary companies that are technically separate, but they all form underneath the hegemony.
Yeah.
So you see tankers, next site haulers. You see a lot of smaller ships that might be considered personnel carriers for Bright Star and its subsidiaries in your region. Each spine being kind of claimed by each corporation as they moved in. So, there is a rather open policy to now that ships dock and shore leave is taken all the time. There is several ways to communicate with station, not personnel, station personnel, station management. And as arbiters, you kind of have the authority to go ask, a random thug going, hey, I need to talk to you, versus an arbiter saying, hi, we need to speak. It's two very different reactions. You do have at least that little bit of an in.
Okay. I would like to open communications with people who are kind of running the station, and I guess trying to get information. I'm open to
rumor mongering, or are you trying officially inquisitional?
Yeah,
questions?
are you making like a docking inquiry, or are you or are you kind of schmoozing with at a bar or something like that? Do you want to go to somebody's office and start asking questions, or do you want to basically see if you can find out who's in charge and then catch them on their off hours?
Trying to make it as a legitimate
an inquiry.
Yeah.
Cool. That communications with Dockmaster is super easy to get in touch with. They have open channels across the board. They have so many docking situations that go through. You just hit a button, you wait to be connected with the Dockmaster. After a few moments, like not that long, it doesn't seem to be super busy. A middle-aged woman of Milesian species comes up on the screen. Dockmaster, what can I do for you? Oh, arbiters, right. Dockmaster of Morgul Station. How can I help you?
Don't worry, I won't say anything. We ran into a bit of an issue and I need to speak with someone and hopefully get some information. Who would that be?
What kind of information? Are you looking for a ship specifically? Are you looking for information? What kind of an inquiry is this? You can ask.
I'm literally completely blanking, guys.
Okay, everybody can
I'm
help.
having a bad brain day, so I could require help.
Okay. So at the very least, we want to know about the Vanguard Consortium, because they were the ones that were out there getting up to no kind of good with the Picus and the Sybil.
Yeah, so I don't know if it would be an inquiry regarding the relationship between the different.
Yeah, like what kind of activities has the consortium have? What interests do they have in your station? What kind of have you had any trouble with them?
Do we know what like group or affiliation are with the Picus? Like what their or were they both part of the consortium?
They were running and pulling things over. They were an unmarked, more mercenary style thing. So they were more bought to do the things. They were pirate type thing.
Yeah, they were on contract essentially. They weren't an official ship.
Freelancers.
Yeah.
They don't like to use the word pirate. Freelancers won't be used now.
Illegal freelance.
The Sybil was definitely more of an official Vanguard Consortium ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask for a person to speak with regarding the Vanguard Consortium.
Okay. That's very easy to... Well, information about each individual corporation that currently holds... wow.
Take two.
Each organization that currently holds interest on the station can be contacted individually. If you wish to know more about general station information, I can get you connected with station management.
Definitely station management before we go directly to the corporation.
Yeah, there's also a few other things we can do before we go direct if you like.
Yeah, we'll go to station management first.
Very, very well. I can get that to you in an instant. She hits in a couple of. You see her her hand flying over a input device, and on your screen, her face kind of slides over a little bit, and a new panel opens up, and you're given a location on the station for an in-person visit, as well as a log code, basically something you can show as like I have an appointment. It's an appointment code. There you go.
Appointment code.
Yes.
Got it. I'm gonna transfer it to our handhelds.
Oh, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's just literally grab it and throw it onto everybody's hand device. What did we call it?
Hand terminal.
Hand terminal.
Hand
there you
terminal.
go.
Yep.
And terminal.
I mean,
So-
I have an Omni tool
Sure.
over there, but
Yeah.
Multipass.
Dilo Dallas Multipass.
So you are able to gather your things. The rest of the crew. Zep spins around in his chair. Says, "If it doesn't bother you, I can look after the ship. We always want to have somebody on board while we're docked."
I leave it in your capable hands, and let me know if anything happens or if you need assistance.
I'll keep in touch.
Do you need anything from the station?
Yeah, actually, something aged. Preferably around 12 years, if you could.
That's
Age
pedophilia.
12 years. I'll see what
Pretty
I
sure
can
that's
find.
illegal, but okay.
yeah. I am so delighted I wasn't the
Why
only one
did you
who
go
made that
there?
joke.
I was talking
so-
whiskey.
That's what I was thinking as well. Thank you,
I'm
Captain.
sorry, I've seen some fucked up shit in service. I wasn't judging. It was just.
I immediately like to think the best of the people that I have on this ship.
I'm going to have to
Um,
communicate with Ian on this one and see that a complaint is logged with his HR software. Thank you very much. So, that's
Hate
all
you
I
so
need.
much.
Do what you have to do, and the rest of the crew can go do. They get basically, if you want to give them shore leave, they can have it, unless you
Basically
have
get off
specific
and
jobs you
relax.
want them to do.
Would it be possible to have, since Alexia is very well versed in engineering as well, would it be possible to try and ask her to like schmooze in areas to try and get information for us? Right? Like how much
Do you want
direction-
Alexia to go schmooze?
What specifically with the other engineers, and like has anyone come through making interesting, or like how much can we have
So
our NPCs do?
I was just gonna go see if I could find some literature. I finished the novels that I have now, so
Yeah, just let her have some time off. Jesus, like you deserve a break. If anybody on this ship, you definitely kick back, relax, enjoy your time.
We didn't have to fucking do shit during the last battle.
People
But
need
fine,
a
go
break.
read a
Is all I'm saying.
Fuck, Jesus.
It's okay. I support your desire to become literate. You go read books. This one over here, but you
Pretty
go.
sure
go
she's
for
already
it.
literate.
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. You want to call her illiterate? It's just
Hey Alexia, if you're getting some literature, can you get like some like self-help or like some anger management books? I think Strom would really appreciate that.
I think Eden might too, actually.
I'm going to need them.
she
Oh, that makes 3.
I'll just see if I can get some whale sounds maybe.
Oh, the plants will love that.
She heads out onto the docking into the docking bay.
Mhm.
Everybody else, Strom doesn't even like make eye contact with you. He actually almost shoulder checks your elbow as he's walking by, as he heads out, and Iso just says, "I'm just going to go make sure we have as much fresh stuff as possible.
That's appreciated. I'm sure it's appreciated by everyone who doesn't want to eat out of tubes. I stare specifically at Calamity. Just.
I'm not saying I want to eat out of tubes. I'm just saying it's deeply, deeply convenient to eat out of tubes. I ate the food. It was delicious. It was delicious, right? I told you it was. I told her it was delicious. I do have a soul, you know. Like I feel like you'll forget that sometimes.
We all got souls here.
So you're able to make Iso smiles and just kind of nods, and she heads back out onto the docking bay. And that's where we are going to take our break as we get ready to move into discussing things with the local management. Station management.
1 second. I don't want to do that in mid-conversation. All right.
Appreciate it.
Good call. Good call.
The station management offices are just past the central promenade and in the center hub of the main of the wheel that is this station.
How many dorts are there?
Oh! Why would you...
Actually, I was thinking more DS9 is the layout.
Yeah,
of this
actually, I
thing.
thought of DS9 as well. I was like, how's the bar?
There are several.
Mm.
So, station management offices are easy to find. You have the location on your hand terminals. When you arrive, a secretary, well, I don't want to call them a greeter. I don't think a secretary works.
Host.
Administration?
Yeah.
Just an assistant?
Administrative assistant?
Yeah, administrative assistant.
The nicer
The
terminology.
person at the desk in the lobby
Yeah.
Customer service.
sees you coming in.
Oh, a receptionist.
The receptionist. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh no.
Yes!
We are equal now. Yes.
Ours have to get split, guys.
The receptionist looks up and says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah, we have an appointment.
Please transfer your appointment code.
You know, flick it over from the hand terminal.
Looks down, looks up, big eyes. Yes, give me 1 moment, please. And
Yeah.
punches into the terminal and says, "Hi, sir. Yes. The arbiters are here." Uh-oh.
Yep.
Eden leans over to Galloway. I don't get tired of that. That 0 to, oh fuck. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Enjoy it.
They turn
do.
back. They turn back to you. Yes, the you can see the administrator in 5 minutes. Just
Great. Thanks.
if you'd like, there's a small stand across. They have juices
Sick.
if you'd like.
Oh my.
In the meantime, do you know where I buy good whiskey around here? Rocker?
Yes, out on the promenade there is a spirits vendor on the promenade if you wish.
Nice. Is there like a seating arrangement in here at all?
There's some like bolted to the floor style seating.
Are they cushioned?
No.
Well,
Oh.
that's the unfortunate moment because as Eden awkwardly flops down, I can wait. Ugh. And it's just like kicking legs out and it's like, I don't need any juice. I could stay here.
5 minutes later, after
Hey,
the captain
juice.
returns holding a decent bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And Calamity returns with a juice.
Yep.
What did Gallo do in the 5 minutes? Just kind of hang out.
What flavors were there?
I don't know. I got orange.
I'll have an
It's
orange
because
then.
it's a
Color.
color and it's also a flavor, so that's why.
That made it
Best.
easy.
That, yeah. He's also partaking in an orange.
Why
All
should
right.
be mango?
So as Gallo and Calamity return from the Jamba Juice across the way,
Nobody came in or out during that time, right?
No.
Okay.
There's a small chime from the receptionist, and the administrator will see you now. If you go in down the hall, second door on the right.
Second door. Got it. Thank you.
A door slides open, and there's a pretty clean, rather obviously procedurally built. There was no flair to this. There's no art on the wall. There's no
Sterile.
wood paneling. It is, you can hear your heels clanking on the metal as you walk through. Because this is a wheel station, there is actually gravity because of the rotation of the station. It doesn't have it, and it also supplements that with some artificial gravity technology from probably a Tuatha's interest of some kind that decided to offer it up to help
Civilization.
update it. So it's a combination of spin-wise centrifugal gravity as well as supplemented by Nexite-infused artificial gravity. So there is like half G gravity on this station. Enough to make your boots still stick to the floor, but not full 1G situations yet.
Okay, so not enough to make me uncomfortable. Got it.
No, they have... They understand Voidborn are going to be on the station. So,
It's appreciated.
heading down the hallway, it's easy to find the administrator's office. Inside the administrator's office, you transfer from sterile hallway to sterile office. An aged, bald man sits behind a desk. Dark skin, white, stubbly goatee. In a rather well put together suit. Something that is obviously his work attire. A jacket is hung over the back of his chair. He sits in a dress shirt and a kind of angular sort of tie kind of a situation. It's not exactly the same kind of a tie you would see. There's actually a metal clasp at the collar where the tie off would be for a tie. He looks up and says, Arbiters, welcome to my station. He stands up, holds his hands out.
I'm gonna shake it.
I'm Jameson.
Oh.
He holds his hand out to literally each of you. Shakes hands with everybody. Just swapping hands for your juice.
Oh, it's gonna get the condensation from the juice cup, you know.
He pulls back his hand a little wet from the juice condensation. Just kind of
There you go.
wipes it off on a small cloth square.
I've been sampling your fine juices.
I'm glad you are enjoying the amenities that my station offers. What can I do for you?
Well, we had a bit of an altercation with one of the corporations that were headed towards the station here. Wanted to know if you had any information on them.
I will offer whatever I can offer. I'm not 100% sure if I can give all the details you would be looking for simply by means of access.
Have you had any issues with the Vanager Consortium?
Vanager Consortium. Security group, right?
As far as
Angry
we can tell? Yeah.
Well, yes. They have been here. I wouldn't say that I've had direct problems with them. They've done their business. The hegemony that they work for is a major contributor to our funds here. So they tend to keep their noses clean. What is there anything else? Like, They have a clean record.
Well, it seems like they were using this as the meetup area for a weapons drop-off.
Oh. I would like to let you know that if I had known about any such transactions happening on the station, I would not have allowed it, and I would have reported it to the Agora. We are not a military installation. All that we have is for protection from possible tertiary parties. We tend to hold a very good relationship with the Kaitoan Empire and the Dominion. We would not be bringing in such... when you say weapons, I'm assuming it's something a little bit more than personal defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would not. Everything we have, we contract, and I can give you access to our logs for those, if you wish.
He seems like he's not D&D, so I can't say what I'm thinking. Is he lying? Like, does he seem like he's being entirely truthful?
Well, we can start off with a little bit of a...
I mean, if they're major
It's
money
not called.
contributors-
It's not called social combat. Also, they are not the major contributors. The hegemony they belong
Yes,
to is.
yeah.
So who that hegemony is, I have not said.
Yeah.
Nope. Definitely on my list of information to
But
get.
if they
They're
are major
called-
contributors, they're major protect their assers.
They're called social encounters in this version.
Social encounter. Got it.
So he starts out at a neutral attitude.
Oh, this is when my socialite specialty comes in.
Hey.
Whoa!
Hey.
Whoa! Come in with that saving.
Ooh.
Balancing the scales. No,
Hanashi.
more than that. Yes, we're in power again. We rise.
Jumps to 6. All right.
Ian's taking a place standing at the door.
I thought you said Ian.
I
You
thought
said
so,
Eden.
too.
I brought Ian with me. I downloaded him in this small orb-like device.
Orb.
Orb.
Isn't he in our hand terminals?
Oh yeah.
No, we're just
You
gonna
can
download him
communicate
into
with him.
yeah.
He doesn't follow you around.
Okay.
Hi, Ian. How's
Uh,
it going? Just checking in.
Never leave me.
Oh, I need to know. Okay. I get to adjust this modifier. Okay, so you're gonna have adjustments to your modifier for this roll.
Let's see it, Queen.
So this is going to be a communication.
Yep.
Communication investigation. You're asking questions.
Okay.
We're gonna do that.
Hmm.
He is currently neutral, so he is not standoffish, but he is not exactly brimming with information for you. So that is a 0 to the modifier. Your reputation, though, precedes you and modifies it by a -2.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm going to have you. So this is a detailed social situation.
So he does
Hey, it
know who
literally
I
is
am.
called social combat.
He does
Hi.
know who I am.
Cool.
Great.
It is actually called social combat. So you can shift his attitude is basically what you're looking to do. This is not as much of a... I basically set his social defense, and then you're going to be adjusting his attitude towards you, and the choices I make for him is going to be based off of that.
So it's not like Doors where you're.
It's not like
looking-
Doors where we're going back and forth trying to beat each other. It's more like you're trying to get the best attitude, and I'll have him perform the actions based on what attitude he has.
Mm.
So he's starting off neutral. Let's see if you can get him to the next level of open.
Okay.
So
Okay. So it's a -2 to my.
it's a
communication roll.
-2 communication and investigation roll.
Got it. Makes it a +1, which is 11.
An 11.
Not the greatest, but
Okay.
Gotta warm up.
gotta warm up my talking skills.
Hmm.
He doesn't seem to be hiding anything. He
Okay.
seems genuinely trying to get everything out to you that you're asking. It's more of a question of what you want to know. He's providing. So he has provided everything that you have asked for so far. Asking deeper questions may lead to possibilities again in the other direction, but we'll see from there. So right now he has gone from neutral to open.
What is it? Hegemony?
Hegemony.
What?
It means a massive economic powerhouse. It's like a type of monopoly.
Hmm.
But not fully a monopoly. A monopoly
Yeah.
implies they control everything. Hegemony means they control
Specialized.
They control a massive portion of it.
Yeah.
Amazon has a hegemony on online shipping.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
There you
That
go. That's a
works.
perfect example.
Yeah.
What is the hegemony that they work for?
Yes.
They belong to the Exidal Han hegemony.
Hmm.
Have I heard of that before?
Make a intelligence. Those of you who wish to know things about this, this would be an intelligence current events
Okay,
test.
just a clarification, since
We did history.
it was weird how I had put it in my
Yes, it's
sheet.
kind of like a megacorp.
Because I put like I don't know if there were specific ones, but because I put history, can we like were we saying that we were swapping that to current events?
Yes, that is current events.
Okay, so with that.
Oh,
So that's +2.
I rolled a 6. I'm just sipping my juice.
Current tractor's gonna have to go up because I
Oh.
got double sixes.
Is a 6 on the drama
stunt
die?
Yeah, it is.
Oh boy, that will increase it.
Yeah.
13
Uh,
from my end.
got a 15.
18.
15 and 8. Okay. What
and
did
I would like to use
intuition and aha are usually the
Yeah.
really good ones for investigation.
yeah, I'll use intuition.
Oh no, I didn't get to hold up my can
Aw.
and everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
No, it's fine.
I can
use
I can
both.
buy both, honestly.
Yeah, but then the trend goes up again, right?
Let's do this.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
I ain't afraid of no churn.
I'm
Let's
drinking
go.
my caffeinated sparkling water.
So
Bring it on.
the Exidal Han Corporation is a Milesian organization. The Exidal Han hegemony. They have several subsidiaries that are very popular. They even have an Apex design organization. Most of their things are oriented around security. They own the Vanagers Consortium. They own their Apex Development Corporation is known as the Amaro Arms Corporation.
You beautiful piece of shit.
They also are the developer of a line of high-powered pistols and small arms known as the Ocelot line. Yeah.
God
I'm
damn
a
it.
nerd. Fuck off.
Everyone is a gift.
And they also have they have a secure shipping, kind of like an armored car. Think of like an armored car service, but for space. That is known as Kyphon shipping.
Eden actually has a specialty
That's a
in
reference to-
security, so it does actually make sense that she might actually know some of the
I have a
side
question,
branches
though. If they have this armored defense, why did they have to hire a
off the books
off the books?
because you don't want that shit on it. They clearly did not want people to know what they were moving. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had two different fucking manifests.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a difference too between making like moving arms around and then moving like restricted military grade stuff.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you
Especially
want those to be more protected?
It's not about protect you. You make yourself vulnerable by using your company assets directly tied to something
Well,
illegal.
yeah, that's true.
You're gonna do something fucking shady. Do it with in a way that doesn't get back to you.
Yeah, but then if you're gonna if it fucks up, don't then send a bill if to the fucked up thing.
Wow.
It's like we're already doing something illegal. Let's send a bill because they fucked up.
Gotta save face.
Whose face then? If no one was supposed to know from the beginning. Think about it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Think
say.
about
I mean-
what was that signed? What was that invoice signed by?
I mean, it could also.
It was the Vanager Consortium.
Yeah, it could always be
Well,
the
it's-
fun twist of they were perfectly in a legal right, and we'll find out later.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Also, I mean, Vanager's detached enough from Exodal at that point that Exodal could still like write it off as like, oh no, they were getting up to some nonsense on their own. It's shh.
Yeah, there's a degree of separation in the business. Eden wouldn't know anything about that, but I've been learning a lot of it lately. Oh yeah.
What other information do you feel I should ask for?
Mm.
Do we know the person in charge of the Vanager Consortium specifically here? Do they have like a head person working
Exactly.
at the station?
I want context for that guy.
Like a local branch kind of a thing.
Is there a local branch? What do you want to go and ask them themselves, straight to their face?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we could hand them back their invoice and say there's been a fucking mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
Or we could
They
just
opened
talk
fire
about
on us.
Yeah, I was using my words just now, Galloway.
so I'm going to. I would like to ask him: is there a local contact in the area for the vinegar?
For you want the Exodal hand.
Oh,
Exodal Hunt's too big.
Yeah.
You would know that a hegemony would not hold a specific
reps.
field office,
It's primarily the smaller corporations within it that'll hold various.
and the hegemony has it like a hub.
Oh man, I want to visit the Emerald Arms Station. Calamity, let's go shopping. Shopping episode.
Oh no!
No.
But
Aren't they
by
supposed
robot.
to be like bad guys?
Very strict. view of the
So
world.
that's going to be another communication. This is only a -1 though, because he is now at an open state. So the way it's, I realized I technically gave you 2 rolls in one last time. If you want information, it's investigation. If you want to change his attitude, it's persuasion. So
Ah.
in social interactions, you can adjust how he feels about you, so that when you do ask questions, you get a better response.
I
Okay.
would love for this to be persuasion. I'm gonna make up for my reputation.
All right, I'll give you the persuasion from last, because I had you roll investigation last time. I'll let you do the persuasion now.
Okay. So it's still a negative.
But
2?
normally now it's only -1 because he's at open. So basically, every time you adjust somebody's feelings towards you, that's persuasion or leadership, something one of those focuses. And then to get answers out of somebody, it's investigation or bargaining or intimidation, possibly those kinds of things.
14.
14. This is, I can get you in touch with the Vanager local branch if you wish. He taps away at an AR display next to him and then makes a hand gesture, and swooshing over to your hand terminal is a request for a request to accept the information that he is sending you.
Except.
On your
It's a
hand
virus.
terminal, it pops up. It's the same map of the station, but now there's a new point of interest added, leading you to the Vanager branch office for the consortium. This is no, I don't have to roll this. You rolled a pretty good persuasion. He is open. Okay. This is there is something that I would like to ask of you in return for my assistance.
And what would that be?
We've been having a little bit of an issue around the station recently. Particularly 2 people of interest have, put it bluntly, they've gone missing. One is Dr. Siri and Dr. Braggenholm.
You think they would have jumped ship and gone off somewhere else? Where did they go missing?
I would say that, but neither of them reported into their They work for one of the local R&D groups.
What
that
are they a
is-
doctor of?
I don't know exactly. I just have the report.
The shitty fucking report.
I've just received this. Please make a communication leadership test. I have to see if he drops to neutral now. Because somebody's talking shit.
Yep.
Listen, I'm not adhering to the trope
leave it for me.
of no positive charming capabilities means I'm not allowed to talk.
17.
Okay.
That's your job.
He ignores that and goes back to
That's why I
Ragnar.
brought juice, just to make sure I had something to do.
See, someone should have brought me a juice. Didn't think about it.
I've just received this. It's the second report. Local security is having trouble. The companies that they work for are two separate development companies that are working in the local star clusters. The local uninhabited systems, I should say, not star clusters. You are a star cluster. The whole sector is technically a star cluster. They both requested that station security look into it, but I feel that you might have a little bit more sway in dealing with the corporations.
So 2 separate corporations each had someone go missing in this same section
On the station, yes.
on the station.
Those companies got names?
Yeah, that.
Calamity's finally finished her juice.
Oh no, we're in danger.
I gotta pee, so if we could step this up.
You didn't pack an activity bag for us. This is what you get.
I should have just sent you off to.
Get the whiskey?
One is Yuri Biochemists.
Which one is this for?
Biochemistry.
No, I meant like
is-
Siri or...
Dr. Siri is works for Yui Biochemistry.
Yui or Yuri?
Yuri.
No, Yui, not Yuri.
Okay.
Aw.
Yeah, you failed us.
And Dr. Bragenholm works for Lucas Technologies. You can do your own investigations for that.
Okay.
That again is our intelligence current events. If we want to know if we know about
Oh, if you
those.
want to know the corporations, it's intelligence current events, yes.
Embarrass myself again. Here we go.
Oh, God, no.
I think it's appropriate that this die went in the trash can.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh. Went straight past Dale into the trash.
Did not collect 200.
10, 14. I rolled a 15 though, actually. Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
16.
15 as well.
The biochemistry organization seems to work on pharmaceuticals, specifically in radiation treatments and what is it called? Rejection medications
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
or rejection management medication. It's usually used to deal with people who have transplants.
Like IVIG.
The Lucas Technologies designs interfaces for neural links.
Huh.
And is mostly in the realm of they're not like a pharmaceutical company, but they do deal with we'll call it biomechanical interfaces.
Are these companies known to be like species aligned in any way, or is the company
They're both Milesian.
Okay.
They both belong to Milesian hegemonies.
Okay.
You don't know the specific ones off the top of your
Okay.
head, but those names definitely ring Milesian.
Speaking of, do we got like descriptions, pictures, information on these people we're looking for? If you could
Yeah.
give us, that info.
I was given recent pictures, and he hits some more. He punches in some more data into his terminal and sends it over to your hand terminals. Bragenholm is a looking at notes. Bragenholm looks at notes.
I'm sure as a doctor he
as a
frequently
doctor-
does.
You should.
This isn't a lie.
Guy's quite the reader, huh? We should go to a library first.
Let's see, I did one book.
She
Actually,
is a Stenfod.
Wait, you mean Brandpod?
Brandfod. Damn it. Thinking about other things.
I know.
She is a
Dangerous.
damn me and my cross-universe usage of terminology. But it's
Consistency.
intended because they're like...
It's consistent. It's meant to be. I understand, honey.
They seem to be a Voidborn. Stenfod? A Brandfod?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ignore it that time.
Narrow face for a Brandfod. Very prominent cheekbones. Deep set blue eyes. And blonde hair held in a very tight traditional Brandfod braid that kind of swoops around the back, comes around the front, and connects back in the
The
back
crown?
again.
The crown braid.
Crown braid, yeah, that would be the term.
All them run fairs.
Yep.
Seri is a Milesian with brown hair. He has it's short, jagged, and it has like neon dye streaks through it. Dark brown eyes, very bushy eyebrows. There's probably Brandfod in his family somewhere. Because of a very, very strong square jaw. And the picture, he has like a 10 o'clock shadow, like 10 p.m. shadow.
I've been working. I'm a worker.
Yeah, the picture is definitely him in the lab holding on to like he's holding on to a piece of like a scanner, it looks like, with those eyes of like, why are you taking my picture right now? I don't care if it's for the company pamphlet. I have to get back to work.
Screams, I forgot to eat breakfast for the past 5 days. My secretary is here to make sure I don't pass out. That energy.
Yeah.
Like if someone takes a picture of you and they're like, oh, yes.
They both never reported to their jobs. And
How
I
long
received Bragenholm was 6 weeks ago. Siri was 3 weeks ago. People leave all the time. And I did not think that this was anything to really worry about. But when 2 scientists go missing, I started to become concerned, and it took them a while to inform me of this going on because they had the same assumptions. So I would normally give it to station security, but again, as you're here, it would be a great favor to me and help keep the peace of my station if the arbiters could possibly step in and look into it.
Question.
Yep.
Tech for the world question. In other sci-fi settings, you could use like facial recognition software in the security like areas. Is that something that?
Yeah, you could attempt that.
Okay, so we
Track
would.
down the most recent whereabouts where they were
Yeah,
last seen.
you can do
Uh-huh.
that.
So if we were to go,
To station security?
To station security. Are they going to give us any trouble if we want to review those tapes, see if we can find any leads with facial recognition?
He punches some things into his terminal, sends it over to you, and it's an access authorization code to be given to security. You can use that to let station security know that you have my authority to investigate any surveillance that we have. I appreciate it.
Can we also get the general location of where these organizations work out of?
They're
In case
both.
we need to speak to them.
They're both located. They both have offices and facilities that are connected to the promenade.
It should be in the report, actually. She's scrolling through on her hand terminal. Yeah, it's right here.
You find the offices very easily. All right. Damn it! I don't know why I've done that like 6 times today.
What?
Minimized.
Linking Fox
into the
out of
void.
existence.
I've minimized.
Oh, where am I? Oh no.
I've minimized that screen too many times because I've.
How dare! The
switching-
lighting looks so good today.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a uniformity going on
God,
today. It
it's
looks
beautiful.
really good.
Yeah. I'm gonna. It's still got some tweaking to get done, but like, yeah, we're getting there. We're
No,
getting there,
it
folks.
look good.
All
Thank
right.
Please stop banishing me to the hell dimension, though. I don't like it there. There's no juice.
Banish you to the shadow dimension, Yugi.
Oh
Keep doing
man.
that. Something's gonna come back with her.
No.
I love that.
I don't know if this set is that 40k. But you give me ideas. Thanks. So he says, I do have several appointments that I need to get to today. If you need anything further, please contact my secretary. They'll let me know, and I'll see if I can make time for you if there's anything I can do.
If we have an issue, I'll expect you to make the time to speak with us.
As I said, I'll do what I can. Thank you. He says, you'll excuse me if I don't walk you out myself.
No need.
He immediately pulls up like several screens that are from your direction empty, but you can see that he's working on stuff immediately while you're still in the room.
Yep. Alright, so walk out of the room. Say that first.
Yeah, that's smart. Let's all talk
Good
about
call.
him while standing
So
here.
you're heading towards the promenade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
At the lobby.
Absolutely.
Captain, the company that works on Neurolinks, if we also need to look into the Exodal hegemony and stuff, Admiral Arms might also have dealings across. There's a lot of very new technologies that would cross over with both of them, especially if it's something that's developing.
Well, first thing we should do is the Vanager office.
She's like notably like wanted to go and visit. Yeah,
We'll get there.
Somebody just wants to look at catalogs.
yeah, she does.
Business first, then figuring out more toys.
Well, I
It
mean,
was.
now we got more business.
Yeah,
This is
we're
the
errand
busiest
boys
we've
now
been
for
in
this
a
guy.
month.
I'm going to ask a setting question because I took it at face value, and I realized I probably should have asked this before. Is it normal for people to just come up with jobs like this for arbiters that come through?
Requesting an arbiter to look into something that is concerning is not outside of their realm
Okay,
of...
so it's something that could happen. I took it at face value, but I'm like, wait a minute, is this weird?
No,
That's a
yeah,
fair
this
question,
isn't a strange, this isn't an
Occurrence.
oddity. You are looked at... It's one of those things that the arbiters, let's say you're on a location and you don't trust... if one company is dealing with another company and they don't trust the other company to be forthright with their information, they
party.
might ask the arbiters to take care of it. Seeing as there are multiple corporations currently involved and this is a station-wide thing, and
Getting
keeping the station out of the political situation, asking the arbiters to step in is actually as much a political move as it is a security concern.
I was thinking more like the state police going across different areas
Mm.
instead of having various township
jurisdiction?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
having the state police walk in. All right.
It is definitely a jurisdictional kind of thing, and it wipes his hands station security wise. of being held responsible to any of the corporations that he has to deal with, because if they have a branch on the station, he has to deal with the corporation association, the COA.
Your caption, what's our official ranks as arbiters? Are we called agents? Are we called what are we?
You're arbiters.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Just being arbiters is what you are. The group is called the arbiters.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a specific you answer to the Agora.
Yeah.
So it's arbiters of the Agora would be your grand title. Each of you who has been given authority, since you're the 4 command crew, you are all arbiters.
Do we have any kind of symbol of that authority? Like, do we have like a badge equivalent that we can like say like, yo, no, for real, I'm an arbiter?
There's verifications within you know what, you'd probably have a form of identification that can't be duplicated. So it is it's a badge of sorts. It's more of an insignia that at its core has a piece of specially modified nexite. It is very difficult to duplicate, and then it is then pressed in gold.
Yeah,
okay.
we got cool shit now. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
Our questions have been rewarded
So-
with cool shit.
If people request to see it, it can be scanned and verified that yes, you are
Yes,
arbiters with
that's who
that
the fuck
authority.
I am. Now get out of my way and answer my questions.
In that order.
The upside is that you don't actually have to pull it out. It has a ceremonial appearance, but literally they can just use their hand terminal
Scan.
and
it'll
it will
pick
pop up. It
Totes,
has
okay.
a LAN type effect, a wireless LAN type effect, where it will be visible like
An
a Bluetooth
aura of
device.
authority.
The authority.
You know how you can search for Bluetooth devices in your
Mhm.
area? It comes
Same
up
diff.
as its own
With
thing.
us.
Yeah.
It's the Wi-Fi arbiters.
Yes, it has
We're-
it has an RFID tag on it,
I was gonna say we're chipped.
which means you can leave it back on the ship if you want to go incognito.
Yes.
But each of you
Yeah.
carries this thing, and if you do pull it out, it's this like gold pressed
Ostentatious.
symbol. It has the Agora Station superstructure like imprinted on it, and there's like a shooting star and
How many stars?
7.
Yes, the only amount there can be.
I understand.
So that's how they identify you as arbiters, and that's why everybody pretty much just like as you came in and they saw you, they immediately went, huh! Because any kind of AR interface they have over their eyes immediately shows that like
Yo, what's up?
boop, the popo is here.
It's kind of like the red and blue flashing lights, except it's too late because we're already in front of you.
All right, so you want to check out. You want to go and talk to people first.
First comes to first, and along the way we'll get to
security.
yeah.
I mean, they've already been gone. I mean, one of them, Dr. Bragenholm's already been gone for over a month.
Yeah, but they should have tapes that can go back through, and there should be a script we can run that'll look for their features. We have enough photos of them.
Well,
Be
yeah.
able to find out where they
Were last seen.
Yeah, where they were last seen on the security cameras will give us more of an idea of where to look to see if anyone has seen them in the meantime.
You know, were they fucking their mistress at the time, or were they at gunpoint when last they were seen? That'll tell me a fuckload. So, I'd like to check that out at some point. Easy enough to do.
For you
Okay.
guys.
So where are you going first?
The hegemony? Or no, not the hegemony.
Not the hegemony.
VC.
Vanager Consortium, you wanted to speak to them?
Yeah.
What exactly are we fucking asking them?
If they knew
Well,
the happenings of the most recent issue we had.
Of their ship?
Did you send
Yeah.
this bill?
I mean, straight up, we can just walk in there with the bill and go, "Hi, your peeps attacked us while we were on a rescue and salvage operation. Care to explain what that was all about? Because we found illegal weapons on board and..."
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
see what
gonna
they say.
say that's a pretty nice approach for me.
I mean, I don't know if we should be that forthright about what we know, though.
Oh, what, we're gonna be spooky and cryptic about it?
We're cops. We kick in the door and we like flash badges around them. People get scared by that shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat the fact that what they did was incredibly illegal and got someone killed that we were trying to rescue.
No,
so,
fuck
also
people
that.
killed, actually. If you think about that ship, the size of it,
And attempted murder of arbiters at the same time.
yeah, let's fucking make some friends.
make
Yeah.
some friends.
Okay.
Throw away juice
Also,
bottle.
as we're going through the station, does it, the general ambiance of the station, everyone seems kind of like...
It's a place of commerce.
Yeah.
People try to keep their eye, especially on the promenade.
Mhm.
It's kept on the promenade. It's kept kind of up and up. This is where those with cash like to gather and hang out, and make sure they're, taken care of.
So the areas we're in, we don't really need to be worrying whether or not we're going to get shanked in the hallway.
There's actual plants around
Oh,
here.
wow.
You know that there's other areas that that aren't far away where you might find jetsam holding up. You can also see some, janitorial staff going around that don't look as clean as everybody else, but they seem to kind of duck into access doors as fast as possible and try not to be out on the floor. It doesn't take you long to get to the Vanager Consortium's branch office on the promenade. It is a rather formal affair of a visual site. Visual site. That's redundant. Formal affair of a site. It is both. It is function over form, and in its form, it is also militaristic.
Lovely.
The door is surrounded by mock armor plating to the design. Everything looks very sturdy. There's chevrons on certain locations. There's shields in certain spots. All decoration seems to. It definitely calls it. You are recalled thinking of the Dominion military insignias. It looks very much like those designs, but modified for like veterans.
We know your roots, and you show them proudly, kind of deal.
Those kinds of companies that when veterans come back and they want to make sure everyone knows they have a company that is owned and run by veterans, they tend to put those kinds of logos and
Bet you had a
insignias.
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a joke only for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
So it is very much, it screams ex-military security concern or security company.
Mhm.
Inside, there is no receptionist, only a call terminal with a list of people that are available currently. There is a operations manager. There is a new accounts manager. And there is a current accounts manager.
No accounts payable. Okay.
So what, you feel operations?
Operations
certainly got the most
manager in this
pay.
case would definitely be somebody
Yeah.
who is running the whole branch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we're opening up an account.
We're not opening up an account.
Well, fuck.
I mean, unless you think we can get the same information out of someone lower on the totem pole that we could more readily leverage. But I suspect we probably want to go straight to as much of the top as we can get.
We also have other things we need to do on here. Unless
We could always find them off duty. Just saying.
the lower on the totem pole that may have the information, depending on what we can get now.
All right, we should probably be all official and start at the start then.
Do the official thing first, and then you guys can go have fun.
So you contact the
Operations manager.
operations manager. As you press the operations manager, it lights up for a second before shifting to the new accounts manager. Like it literally lit up and then boop, the next one lights up.
Can we just like angrily hit the button again?
You press it again, it lights up, and then it transfers to the to the new accounts manager. And
Looks like we have to start.
a door opens up, and peeking his head out is a young-looking Milesian guy. He definitely looks like he's fresh out of the service. You can see on his neck, you can see a Dominion Marines tattoo, kind of peeking out. He has it is cropped as tight as possible. We're talking combat suit cut. Keep everything out of the eyes. Clean shaved, looks like he was born 3 days ago and he finished his tour a day ago. Kind of young.
Oh, buddy.
Walks out. He says, "Hi. Can I help you?" And after saying hi, he just kind of like, oh god, that was the worst thing to say. Plays across his face. He stands up straighter, walks out. He's wearing a, it looks sort of like, again, going along with that line of, it is referencing Dominion attire. It is a piece of, his gear looks rather like a cross between formal and, a cross between combat and dress gear. He's wearing pants that are definitely combat-oriented pants, but from the waist up, it looks near dress attire. He doesn't have any medals on or anything, but where the medals would sit is a name tag. There's a little design underneath it.
Isn't that my head went business up top part? I'm sorry.
So he stands in the lobby, the door closes behind him, and he says, can I help you?
Hi. Captain Ragna of the AIS chain.
And
I hold my hand out.
you see him blink for a second. One of the telltale signs that somebody is accessing things in their AR display. And he immediately shakes your hand and says, Captain Ragna, pleasure to meet you. What can I do for you? Are you looking to contract with the company?
No, see, we actually had a bit of a run-in. We were doing a rescue operation with, what the fuck was his name? Sybil?
The Picus.
The Picus was
The
the
Picus,
main was the ship that you rescued, that you
Yeah.
were trying to do the.
But we had a
checkup
run-in
on.
with the Picus.
Yes.
You had a run. No, you found the Picus. You had a run in with the Sybil.
With the
Yeah.
Sybil, yes.
There you go.
That.
Oh.
Lots of names.
Oh. I'll hold on a second. That sounds like it should be a current accounts conversation. Let me see if I can get in touch.
What?
One moment, please. He turns around and you want to interrupt him while he's walking away, you can.
Actually, we were trying to get in touch with your operations manager, but every time we click the button, it kind of just transferred to, I presume, you.
Oh, yes, the operations manager is in, but sometimes if he's dealing with a current situation, he might, if he's busy at the moment,
Like the loss of a ship.
he might transfer that information, that call to somebody else. And he didn't recognize your faces, so I just assumed he buzzed me to send me out to talk to you and find out what could be done to help you.
You seem nervous.
Yes, because there's arbiters waiting to be helped about something. So I'm going to go and see if I can get the current accounts manager out here, because this isn't my specialty.
No sweat, bud. Just get who you can.
I'm gonna do that. And he turns
Please.
around, walks
Poor
over.
boy might slip and fall with how much he pissed himself just now.
Door opens. He goes through. Door closes, and you're
Very
left standing
intimidating.
in the lobby.
Slip and slide down there.
This is gonna be really fun, guys.
I pressed the ops manager button again.
Maybe if I annoy him with the chime enough.
I'm not stopping it.
No.
Boof, boof, boof.
Oh, yeah.
maybe a minute or two goes by. And the door opens. And the young
Oh,
new accounts manager walks back out. Door closes behind him. So I have been instructed to do whatever I can to see if I can help you sort out what's going on. My name is Adams.
Adams.
And
Lovely to meet you.
I can bring up anything that you might need. So if you'll just follow me, we can head to my office and we can discuss things there. The current accounts manager is also in a meeting right now, and they both told me that it was a mini call. So
you
I
pissed
couldn't.
somebody off in the office, didn't you, boy?
I'm going to do the best I can to help you. He walks over, opens up the door. After you, it's the second door on the left.
It's so bad for him. I don't know.
He has this look of like I was a clerk. I was a company clerk. All I had to do was answer the phone. And now, first day on the job, this is what's happening. That's the look playing across his face.
Oh. I know the feel. You've pissed off a few people herself.
I mean, honestly, I really don't.
Is there
don't feel
anything
like-
else on the way that we see within the hallway?
Yeah, do we hear anything in the halls as we're going through?
You don't hear anything, but you do see plenty of pictures depicting rather romantic images of the Dominion Expanse era, which was shortly after there was the early colony era, and then what would be called the late colony era became the Dominion expansion era.
So you're saying we're definitively after colony?
Yes, you're definitively after colony would be the
Okay.
the point I'm making here. Beyond the universal century.
Oh, I love you. Thank you for bringing us there. We held your hand. We were led.
This is what I do. This has been rife with references. I think I've made 3 Macross references today already.
Honestly, this should be a drinking game. And chat, if you're not on this already,
I'll
you're
kill
bad.
people! Hold on! No,
The
you
strong
can't put
must
that on me!
survive. It's fine as long as they're locked in.
People will die!
Do we send them the bill?
Clip.
Maybe take a sip if it's a Gundam reference. Take a swig if it's a Macross reference. A shot if it's a Metal Gear reference. You know, we could maybe come up with
Odd.
something like that, but livers would die. Yes, you see very romantic images of the Dominion Marines that are widely known as the crack troops of the Dominion. They get sent in. They are known as the Dominion's Angels of Death. They hold themselves very high. There's a lot of pride going on, and veteran Dominion Marines are
5-finger death punch level.
yeah, they know where they came from. You know, hoo-ah, that kind of shit.
Hoorah. Oh.
Odd. So Jarheads, rad.
This guy, though, is a company clerk in the Dominion Marines, apparently. Entering into his office, you do see a small framed plaque with commendations on it. There's a few operations medals, participation in certain operations, as well as defense medals and achievements. He's got a decent array of medals. If you want to know exactly what they are, I would need a intelligence. I would allow security actually for this, because there's no specifically like military history, but I'll allow
Tactics?
Yeah, I have tactics and security.
You know what? Tactics would count. Yeah, I'll allow tactics for what kind of medals he has.
You don't
No.
get extra focuses, right? Ooh.
Oh.
So I generate sub points. 6.
Oh no! Churn up. Here we go.
but it's only a total of 12.
I had the same total.
Really?
12.
Nice. But I will use an aha for just her background knowledge as military.
I got a 17.
I rolled a 7.
we're with Ragnar, so we get more stuff.
Oh, that's right, 7. Yeah.
Calamity
Oh,
thinks
fuck.
they're shiny.
Yeah, neat.
Anybody who got over a 9, really.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
This was
the
standard.
juice isn't
No, actually, you know
settling
what?
right,
It would
is
be
it?
more.
Thinking
It
about
would,
that
more.
juice.
It'd be closer to a 12 because this isn't standard knowledge. This is knowing Dominion commendations. There is several operations for different theaters. Medals. Most of them are along the Tuathan border. As well as a Purple Heart orientated style. It's not exactly the Purple Heart, obviously, but it's a Wounded in Battle commendation. He walks over, sits down at the desk, and everybody needs to make perception tests.
See?
Yes, this is seeing.
Yay.
Oh no, churn tracker.
No,
Why do you keep
no.
doing this?
Well, you know, it's double 6s. It's not on the drama die.
So long as it isn't the drama
It's not
die.
the drama die. It's just double 6s.
Dude,
Not the
come
drama
on.
That's
die.
good then.
It's good then. It's fine.
It is
Everything's
good.
fine.
I'll take it.
What did everybody get?
10.
You want to use your stunt points too?
14 and
14.
if there's
Got a 9.
Target was a 13 for this.
okay.
I got a 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to use your...
Is there something you can use for perception? What is that technically?
That's investigation.
Okay.
There's also general stunts.
Yeah, I could spend some stats to juice this. Or some fortune, rather. But,
General stunts, social stunts.
General social.
Exploration. General exploration stunts are also usable there. But investigation would be seeing anything like that.
Okay.
That's what that would fall under.
Intuition's fun.
Okay. You notice that he's wearing gloves, which you know specifically is a sign that he actually has probably lost function, or he has scars. You know, though, specifically, he has cyberware. Probably limb replacements. So he sits down. He looks around at the rest of you, and you notice as well. This is for the intuition. You also see that he has ocular implants,
Oh, he got real fucked on the field then.
and you can see lines on his face that his face might not be flesh.
Oh.
oh, buddy.
Oh, synthetic.
It is
skin
malleable.
graft.
It is malleable, but there is a
No, synthetic grafts.
there is a slight translucence where you can see the hexagonal mesh pattern just below the skin surface that shows off the fact that it's synthetic.
Yeah.
Around the rest of the office, there's it's pretty bare. It's a junior management's office. He's got a few things on his desk, a few tchotchkes. He's got a few. It looks like he's got something from home.
But it looks like he's new to the job.
Yeah. The one thing that stands out is there is a red beret with a very interesting looking thistle-like feather sticking out of it. That is probably indicative of a homeworld, maybe a specific regiment that he was part of. Different regiments have different signifiers,
Yeah.
and their dress uniforms.
Keepsakes.
Yeah, they're different. They have signifiers that represent their separate identification, and visibly on the parade grounds, you'd be able to see, there's the red sashes, there's the you know, like the way regiments like to stick themselves out and be visible. So it's pretty much the only thing outside of literally his He's got some he's got some drawers on a fucking wall, like filing cabinets. He's got a decent sized desk, nothing enormous, maybe just as big as what I have in front of me. That has integrated terminals, and aside from his little frame of metals and his red thistle cap beret, that's it. So he looks to you and he says, so what can I do for you? I know this is I've been given some access to help you as much as I can. I need now a communication. Actually, no. Perception, intuition. There is intuition tests.
Right now?
You can make, everybody can make intuition tests.
Oh, sick.
This is to find out what level he is at when it comes to his attitude.
Terrible.
Because I'm going back into the social.
It's not a 6. Trip 5s.
Ooh. That's pretty, but it's not a 6, as you said.
Yeah.
It's not loaded with danger.
Technically, this is investigation too.
17.
Okay. What did everybody else get?
I got a 15.
11. She's distracted by the shit on the wall.
Okay. Everybody can tell he's currently at standoffish, which is a -1 to all social checks with him. That is his current stance. You can modify that through different social interactions, or you can go straight to asking questions, which will be investigation stuff.
How do we interface with our hand terminal? Are we able to send messages through like a neural communication, or is it?
Yeah, you can you can PM each other.
Okay, so
You have a group chat. That's there.
Oh yeah, group chat.
You look. I
remember in season 1.
There's something
somebody abused the hell out of.
Yeah, I was like, there's some things I blocked out for the sake of the purity of the universe.
There's a lot less emojis now.
Yeah. No poop emoji here. Even actually across our comms, she's gonna bring attention to the fact that he was hurt pretty bad, but he was probably worth his salt on the field at one point.
Yeah, I
Don't
guess,
give him
I
too
guess
much.
I kind
She
of
says,
got
don't give him too much shit.
Well, I got the base. I got the same thing you rolled. So
Yeah, but
figured
I got the
base of it.
intuition.
What you got
Yeah.
stunt points in.
Yes.
So you want to use intuition?
Yeah, because I got 17 for the intuition and the stunt points. So that's I'm going to get. I was trying to read them. Hold on.
So, okay, just for clarity, since I'm still getting used to the system, with when we roll stunt points, depending on, I guess since this was, you said, more of an investigation, well, no, it was more of a perception type roll, right?
Yeah.
And we only get to use the stunt points if we at least initially succeed in the...
Yeah, you have to
the roll.
succeed to be able to get the stunt points.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. That's a reputation stunt.
Well, considering yours,
I mean, right now it's no,
I
right?
don't think it's coming into play right now.
This is investigation because it was a perception test to
Yeah.
see if what point he was at. If you
Yeah.
want some extra insight into what he does, like what his attitude is, you can use that for like aha or intuition.
I'll go with intuition.
Okay. You're pretty sure he's probably been given instructions on how to deal with you, the way he's kind of postured right now and the way he handled you. But this, because you spent stunt points on it, you're almost 100% sure. This isn't something like, obviously, no, like, So he is standoffish, and he's been probably coached with how to deal with you.
Got it. I'm gonna look around at everything. You seem new to the role. Wanted to thank you for your time in the service.
Is this seduction or persuasion? No.
Persuasion, basically trying to get him to open up to us more
No,
before I
I
start questioning.
know. That was just
I mean, if his pants come off
realizing-
in the meantime, it's fine.
Where are you from?
realizing
You can't see
that
behind the
no,
desk.
I was just thinking like that. I've known several veterans where thanking them for their service was akin to
Yeah.
seduction. But anyway,
really?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
dog.
the joke.
Oh no.
So okay, he says oh, just doing my part for the Dominion. You know, gave what I could.
And a little bit more, it looks like. Gestures up.
He has a moment where he just kind of stares off at anything but looking at you, and his hands kind of slide down to his legs off the desk, and he says, "Yeah, some give more than others." Make a persuasion.
-1.
Communication persuasion. He is currently standoffish, so it will be a -1.
Do I have a negative because of my reputation? Would he know it?
Ooh, yeah. With your incident and it being a Dominion thing, he might know about that. But he is...
New.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with his nature of his service. You'll get a bonus to this.
Oh,
He
shit.
likes it rough.
So you're going to get a +2 to yours.
I'm
Okay.
confused.
The nature of her reputation.
Oh, okay.
And the nature of his service. Basically, there's an event in her past
Yes.
that other people know about, and if they agree with what she did, it's a bonus.
Yes.
If it's wrong and they disagree with it, then it's a negative.
Yep.
So, you get a bonus for this one. So, cumulative modifiers outside of what you're rolling is a +1.
Yep. Cool. Okay, that is 18.
Oh, okay. You see, he kind of relaxes a little bit. He's now at neutral.
Okay.
So, my service aside, what can I do to help you guys? You said there was an incident. I can pull up the records that I have here.
Pull up the bill you sent us for it.
Yeah,
Right, I saw that.
Yeah.
He pulls it up. That's SOP for situations involving loss of resources with the arbiters. I don't make that policy. I just want to let you know that's not.
I'm not blaming you. Is it SOP to then send a kill squad after us to collect? Because I had to shoot down a couple of apexes the other day.
The delivery team is given leeway, operational freedom to decide to collect how they believe it should be collected if said interaction involved destruction of property due to a combat engagement.
That combat engagement happened before we touched a single thing of your company's assets.
The Sybil, it says here that the Sybil was destroyed in an engagement with your ship, the Chain. Lovely name for the ship, by the way.
Appreciate it, Adam.
It says that because of your engagement and interference, that assets were lost. So the collections unit was dispatched. They happened to be near.
The illegal weapons.
I don't have record of that.
We do.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's swap what we got. You know, you said you got some.
I only have what I have right here.
Well,
I'd have to, if I did take that, it would have to go through our internal investigations to verify that a file that
you seem very uncomfortable talking to
I
us.
am very uncomfortable right now. Thank you for noticing.
Do you want us to speak to your superior officer here?
I would much prefer that you did, but I currently am the one that needs to do that. And at the end of the day,
Hmm.
He takes a deep breath and exhales, and you see kind of for a moment, he like goes somewhere else for a second, and after he's done exhaling, he looks up at you and he says, I've dealt with much more stressful situations than this, so I'm going to be the one you're going to talk to.
Okay.
And you can see he kind of flexed his hands in a way that reminds you of a articulation reset on a piece of cyberware. And he sits a little bit straighter, calms himself down, and holds his hands on the desk in front of him.
Falling into the military bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is what I have. Any documentation that you have, contrary to what I have, will have to go through our internal investigations department. I will do the best that I can to make that happen. I can only promise that we'll get in touch with you when that has been resolved. I will put a tag on the invoice as pending investigation. You shouldn't receive any notifications about said invoice until that investigation has resolved. The invoice will still stand, but no payment need be rendered until investigation resolved. Is that satisfactory for the invoice?
That sounds good enough. We've also sent the information to the Agora.
We understand that, and we will share what we find back with you. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
I mean, not to, Captain, not to speak out of line here. I would love to know who was on the ship that attacked us then, because if you can't give us anything, then maybe we can go do our own investigation and try and track down why an illegal goods transfer was taking place right over there. Because the bill thing is all great and everything, but
Again, any information that you transfer to us has to go through our investigations.
right. And I'm not saying that we're transferring any information to you. I'm just saying you had a ship. It was in your employ, right?
The Sybil.
The name of the Sybil, exactly, right? Now, the Sybil was crewed by somebody. So, if you could just tell us,
The
give us like a
Sybil.
manifest.
The Sybil was under the command of a guy I have to pick a name for. Give me 1 second.
Totally understandable. Time stands still.
All happens in a nanosecond as he gets the AR flash to his visor.
1 moment while I access our personnel records.
Here's the keyboard cat.
A Commander Allmark. She was sent, according to our data logs, to investigate a anomalous salvage opportunity.
Huh.
The rest of her crew were Vanager Consortium personnel. We have I have a clean record of all of Allmark's current and what were potential, past, current, and what were potential assignments. I have no demerits listed or marks against her record.
Good dude. She'll be keeping a perfect record then.
Have you happened to meet her personally at all?
No, I only have what the dossier I have in front of me says.
It wasn't like any company parties or anything like that, where everyone kind of gets to meet everyone else working here?
Don't seem like a holiday party bunch.
We don't function like any old office group. You understand? Everybody who works for this organization, we offer opportunities to veterans. That is what we do here. So, understand that we do not function like any simple office. We follow a bit more of a rigid chain of command here. So
I understand. My apologies.
So again, I will take any information you have and I will put it through our internal investigations. I cannot get you in touch with anybody higher up right now. The only 2 available officers are currently in a meeting with the hegemony, and I do not know when they are going to be off.
We should give them as much information as we have so that they fully understand what will be investigated by the Agora station.
Yeah.
Courtesy to be as upfront as we can.
I appreciate it personally.
Yes, you could give us a ring when they're
Notification will be sent. The
All
second
right.
investigation turns up anything, and we can have resolution to this case.
all right.
Alright. I'm gonna send over a copy of the manifests that we
And
had.
he sends over records of what they have to you in an exchange. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare this report for the investigations.
I apologize for the paperwork.
It's kind of the job that I only can do right now. Thank you, and I will see to this getting done. He stands up and he actually walks over to the door and he goes to walk you out.
I personally can't think of anything else to bring up in conversation, so unless you guys have any others, I think I'm good.
No, I think we've been fully stonewalled. We can move on from this.
Yes, the power of bureaucracy.
Eden is actually gonna, as we're exiting, be like, "Don't feel bad. There's not a lot you can get from certain people when they have the kind of resources to make things hidden."
When you're under specific orders to do things, it's hard to get anything else either, and pretty new.
So he escorts you out to the promenade where you're having this conversation,
Yes.
where you can
I
continue to
figured as
have this
much.
conversation and think about what you're going to do next while I just run to use the bathroom super ultra fast.
Okay.
Well, that was a colossal fucking waste of time. We've got a name.
Yeah,
Not
unless
much
we
else.
actually get somebody who'll talk to us and give us something else. No, we're not
It
getting
seems
shit
like
from
they're
them.
already dealing with the fallout of what the fuck just happened, so
Oh, yeah.
we might have lit a fire under their ass, letting them know the Agora station is already doing an investigation on this incident.
To clean up your fucking
And we
mess,
showed
right?
up here in person to their faces. Very obviously not expected.
On the other hand,
Surprisingly, after sending us the invoice,
So was that just like that was just to be rude then? Or I mean, if they sent the invoice and then tried to murder us,
Well,
how were we supposed to pay it? Did they just put that onto
Well-
our tab to the Agora station? Oh,
No,
and
no,
by
that's
the
what-
way, we also killed these arbiters. Don't mind that.
well, they would have just written it off as us being, let's just say, a little obstinate in payment. To that end, I mean, Captain, request permission to go be obstinate all over their office. Like, I could just go kick a door in.
nothing that'll cause more invoices. Well, this one's
Everything
still under
costs-
investigation. Listen, we get this shit cleared up and then you can have your fun. I'm pretty sure none of this is over. And we're
No,
gonna end
definitely
up-
not. They're buying time. They're obviously stalling, and they're just going to be using it to cover their asses as much as they possibly can.
what I'm about to suggest is probably something that's not taught for the arbiters, but if I'm going to be going through the security footage for Dr. Siri and their lot, well, I could look for a few other faces too if you want. If you want to know what other things they're going on their downtime, if we want to have an unofficial conversation when he's not in the office, maybe we find out where he goes.
To,
What?
to snoop on Adams?
I would not. Be
Not Adams,
against-
he's a small fish. That
Yeah,
kid's
that
stuck
guy
in a real shit position.
Yeah, but we don't have
You don't think I could find on the internet what the operations officer's name is and what he looks like?
Well, listen, whatever information you happen to find while browsing the security cameras is nothing that I really need to be privy to, right? So,
Okay.
Can't believe I just said that.
I heard
I'm
nothing.
gonna need some of this goddamn whiskey. I hope Zep's gonna share.
Out of curiosity, could through the connection on the hand terminal, and now that we're on the station, can I pull up the name of the operations officer, what he looks like, that kind of thing? Even though we weren't able to see
The
him.
operations manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
You can't just pull up you can pull up their name.
Yeah, I can't Spokio him.
No, this is a private company. It's not analogous to what we have in our world.
Damn.
You might be able to get a name based on website kind of a thing, but there's no he doesn't have social media or anything like that.
There's no LinkedIn with their company.
Yeah,
profile.
that's not really a thing. I mean, his name is
Should've gotta update that. God damn it.
Atherin. But that's about as hard as you can get information wise.
I mean, hang on. Maybe we're going about this from the opposite direction. Maybe we should be looking at this from who here, because we know that this is where they were bringing the goods anyway. Who here is looking for military hardware, and especially and specifically drones? Maybe we work it from that angle.
Well, I mean, if they're a bunch of veterans, I mean, why would they I mean, they got security and other things. I'm just, I don't know if they'd be really gearing up for fighting more things. I mean,
that's their business.
Well,
you want to
yeah.
have the best tools at your disposal, better than whoever else you're going to be, not against, but even your competitors will be paid a way better wage if you are equipped for anything.
No, that's true. I mean, they are a security concern.
So,
all right, good
We're
point.
making our way to the security
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
while we're talking, obviously.
So, but if they're doing that and they're getting these illegal drones, then who are they going to be selling illegal drones to?
No, I think they bought them.
Yeah, they're using them themselves.
Yeah.
But I have a question. This is probably a misunderstanding on my part from a previous episode, but they were Malaysian drones, Malaysian weapons.
Yeah.
Bought by
Military.
a Malaysian company.
Yeah,
Why
but-
would they need to ferry it?
Because the company itself isn't the military. This was military grade weapons.
In private hands.
Yeah.
Going to ex-military. Okay.
Well, there are PMCs, and as a security consortium, they're essentially a PMC. They do have access to all those things, but what was there was actual Dominion military stuff that came from the Dominion military armories. So it wasn't that. It was.
I was misunderstanding where they originally came from.
Yeah, when you had initially opened the crates,
Yeah.
what you found was Dominion military, their packaging.
Yeah. They've been straight up stolen.
PMCs can have that kind of gear. It's understood that you will have that kind of gear just for self-defense from pirates and all that other shit.
Also, a lot of PMCs are common knowledge to be backed by
Yes.
in the gray. So
Yeah, but we know they're not openly backed by the Dominion.
But yeah, they don't give you don't get the F-16 with the fucking Air Force logo on the side. You get it with your shit already on it or blank. You don't get the actual. This was actual Dominion hardware with their insignias on it.
Yeah.
Meaning that it had to have been procured and shipped in a not legal manner.
Yeah.
I also want to make sure we tagged the Picus for pickup.
Yes,
the
you did.
Agora. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know we talked about it, just wanted to make sure it was actually something
No,
we
you did.
took care of.
That definitely falls under the that's something that you mentioned doing. I'm not gonna be like, but you
Okay.
didn't actually tell me. I'm not that
Great sound
douchebaggy of a GM. So, arriving at the basically ops station, ops office for the station. You are met by a security guard. Holds his hands up. Station security officer, I should say, holds his hand up and looks you over and says, appointment code, please.
We're
Or
the
access
space
code.
cops.
Yeah.
Checks it. Says, okay, I know you're arbiters. I just have to check and make sure you've gone through the proper channels. If you, he turns around and touches the door panel. Door opens up. He says, follow the orange lines to find yourself at the access for surveillance.
Thank you.
Appreciated.
As you go in, it's obviously this is for system functions, so it's very bare. There isn't even like ceramic walls or anything to give it any kind of feeling that you're inside. Like, this feels like you're walking through the skeleton of a ship, the guts of a ship.
Yeah.
Almost like you're back on your back on the chain. There's a short hallway, and then on the floor you can see different lines guiding to different locations. There is a green line heading towards engineering interfaces. There's a blue line heading towards positioning, which since it's a station, it doesn't technically fly anywhere, but they need to have the ability to make sure they maintain a location amongst the different stars.
Yeah.
It does have the ability to drift and move,
Yeah.
whereas positioning is what they use to keep the ship, keep the station where it's supposed to be.
And you said that was what color?
That was blue.
Blue.
There's orange that says surveillance. And then there is red that says security personnel and armory. As you walk through, you can see that you have been given, on your hand terminals, you can see that you have been given an orange access halo to your access code. And any door, and as you get to, if you follow the orange line, you follow the orange line on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Totally.
As soon as you get up to that door, the orange halo actually moves from the hand terminal to a terminal on next to that door, opens the door, and then the halo returns back to your hand terminal
Cute.
That's
Why is it
adorable.
cute?
as the door slides
Wow.
open.
It's a color. Why is it cute?
I also do GUI design.
Color. It's a,
On the
it's a
side,
color and a
apparently.
flavor.
I really hate
yeah, also,
orange.
orange. It's just, it's
Color and a
connected.
Oh
It's
shit.
the same as the
Foreshadowing!
juice.
I'm telling you, the doctors are in back of the juice
Sorry.
shack.
I just went aliens in my head.
I mean, in this case, it's not that outlandish.
There's no current security personnel inside the room, but there is plenty of terminals with plenty of access displays.
Good, the last thing I fucking wanted was a more awkward conversation today. Give me a
Seriously, this
fucking
is
computer
convenient.
terminal, right?
Your hand terminal access halo turns on the station terminals and the displays, and you are given the opportunity to start punching shit in. What would you like to search? When and what?
Can we do that facial recognition scan on the doctors using
It requests.
security?
And Ian comes online
Hey.
and says, "What is the date you wish to search?" I'm not asking for an actual date. You can just say a specific time period.
6 weeks.
Yeah, between the
6 weeks
6
ago.
weeks and today.
That's a lot.
For all,
For both doctors.
for both doctors.
Or do we need to do separate? What's
Well-
the processing power of?
This search can be done. It will take approximately 20 hours for that search period and recognition.
What if I do?
If you wish to narrow your band, this could reduce time spent processing.
All right. Well, here's the thought. I mean, we're missing 2 doctors. They're both in similar fields. They were probably lifted by the same group or person. Dr. Siri disappeared more recently. We could narrow the search to just looking for her
Good point.
in the last, like, 'cause she only vanished 3 weeks ago. So we put our search back 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, we can. That's a good idea. We can do that, and if absolutely nothing comes up, then we'll push it back, and I'll fucking set up a sleepover camp in here.
They got juice down the hall, so
I didn't get any of that juice.
It's real good.
Whoever is performing the task, if you want to do help actions, this is going to be an intelligence technology test.
Focus required.
This will be intelligence. I'll also accept security. So it's intelligence tech, intelligence security, and this will be focus required.
I don't have security.
I don't
Nope.
have tech.
Okay. What I will do, I'm going to spend a point of fortune. Hold on.
You have. Are you doing it to adjust it so that you
Yes.
might succeed or to get stunt points?
Stunt points.
You have 6.
Can I?
Yeah.
we got our
Remember,
basics.
you can
Ask
use
everybody
them.
and
'Cause
make sure
that'll-
it's okay.
Yeah, if you're okay
Yeah.
with that, that would give me 6 stunt points to find this bitch.
No.
Oh, yeah,
No,
go
we
for
don't
it.
even need to do
Pool.
that. We have our pool.
You have the pool points.
Because you'd have to spend 6 in order to
Yeah.
turn it anyway.
Okay.
So long as you succeed, you immediately can just say, without having to adjust
yeah.
your die faces,
Here.
using the fortunate
And
points.
take fortune away.
I got a 17 raw then.
Okay. Would you like to use fortune points
Yes,
for a thing?
please. I would.
Let's
How many
access the
points
pool.
would you like to use?
How many do we want to use?
By the way, the churn tracker
ham on 'em.
effect of spending 4 or more still functions.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use 4?
I don't know. I
Yes.
feel like this
But
is
if
a
you
pretty big.
you got a good stunt, like
This is investigation.
Yeah, I feel like it's a
Yeah,
pretty
what
big
kind of dope investigation stunts
of
can we pull?
importance. So if we want some juicy,
Yeah.
specific things, now would be the time.
like
and we
down
can't-
the rabbit hole or breakthrough would be rad.
Ooh, yeah, the lucky break maybe detailed.
I mean, we can't live in fear of the churn tracker.
No,
Ooh, what about
Bring it.
4 down the rabbit hole? We've never used
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What is that one?
Totally.
4 down the rabbit hole. If this test led to a reveal, the GM also provides a brand new lead about a new subject that will lead to greater rewards.
Hmm.
Is it approved?
Yeah.
I'm extremely here for that. Yes.
Yeah,
like,
give me,
totally.
gimme.
All right. So
Churn
your
tracker.
fortunate points go down to 2.
We are now at 4 on our churn tracker.
We've been through worse.
Within 10 minutes of working, as you peruse your hand terminals to occupy yourselves while Eden gets to work in the surveillance room, the nice Calamity. Ian, the station's Ian
Yeah.
informs Eden that the face of the person has been found. But it is not. Dr. Siri
Mhm.
has been identified and located within the time frame that you have specified.
Oh hell yeah!
How recently?
A 3-week period. Literally 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
He gives a start date,
Yeah,
essentially.
that's fine. Numbers.
Found in the open docking hangars.
Great. Can we
Can we pull up that
pull up
footage?
that footage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You pull up the footage and it shows the docking bay, and it highlights with a nice bright blue halo the doctor as he walks through. This is Dr. Siri, if I remember correctly.
Yep,
Yes.
he-
Dr.
Neon
Siri,
bright
yes.
A profile is brought up next to him. Turns out all doctors are, all station personnel submit a profile that is logged by their corporation. Just so happens that your searches, the station Ian accessed the corporation profiles as well. So you have some more information on him. Dr. Siri is 47. His specialty is psionic engineering.
Huh.
He has a wife and 2 children on the station. And he has been last seen 3 weeks ago at 6:33 p.m. station time. I was going to give you the military time, but
1833.
1833. He is seen boarding a vessel.
Willingly?
Well, let me get to that, because somebody spent points on down the rabbit hole. The name of the ship is the Girandozel.
Ah,
Hell
hell.
yeah. Ugh.
What?
I don't understand the reference.
Me neither. I mean, it just sounds
No,
like a
it's-
cool name.
It's the I can't spell this. This is getting phonetically put in.
Oh,
It is-
how
it's
come when
a
I'm
hot
asking
twofer.
about it, it's like everyone's like, no.
No,
but
it was more about oh hell, nothing I write's gonna be close to the truth.
What was that, Fox?
It's a hot twofer.
Yes, it's
His reference is a hot twofer. It's 2 different bad guys from 2 different shows. I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, Mom.
I'm in my 30s, guys. I don't.
It is the Girandozel is a shipping and postal route ship that travel and this is the manifest that gets brought up
Oh, hell yeah.
of what this ship's currently chartered for. It is a Kyphon shipping transport that moves postal and shipping between Mormal Station and Port Vesta. This is a Milesian habitable planet within about 1 week's worth FTL jump. FTL travel. At least by warp field tech. The space folding technique is technically a little bit faster. The mass reduction technique is a little bit slower. So using the warp field Milesian FTL style is basically the numbers that I'm going to use.
Okay.
So it's close enough that it's within a week's distance.
Well, hot
In
damn.
that manifest, you also find down the rabbit hole, right? You find that it's been making this trip on a regular basis. Back and forth. Like I said, it's postal, like physical post and shipping. At this 3-week mark, it logged its arrival at Port Vesta 14 hours late.
Huh.
That's what you get from this roll.
Mhm.
If you want to search more things, you can do
Okay,
it
so
again.
like I said, did it look like he was boarding voluntarily?
Ah, right. Make a perception insight test while watching the footage. Anybody can make this
Please,
test.
somebody
This
else
is not
fucking make
focus
this test.
required.
Hmm.
20.
Thank God.
That'll do.
Oh, hey there.
Oh,
10.
It's worth it. 11.
Fox?
6, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 squad.
Yeah, 10 squad.
The 10s don't have it,
Oh.
but the 20.
What do you make of this?
He is being ushered.
Huh.
He is currently in a group. He's surrounded by 6 jetsam that are
Huh.
boarding the cargo compartment of the Girandozel. Yeah, double zombie action here, all right? And
Damn it.
at the back and front of this little group that you're able to loop, that is playing in a loop, like a 12-second loop of him going onto the ship, is being escorted by individuals not in Kyphon shipping uniforms, but Vanager Consortium uniforms.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, you're going to have to attempt another investigation test and another search parameter.
I'm very obviously going to point that out once I notice it.
Oh, our new
Looks
fucking
like both our
friend.
cases are the same case.
Yep. Friends is a great word for this. What the hell are they shipping?
So here's a question, though. All right, so we've got we know when Dr. Siri got pulled off the station, and we've got a travel log for the ship that did it.
Can we line
So
that up?
We check that backwards to the date that we saw. What was the other doctor's name? Bragenholm. When Bragenholm vanished, we run a search. Then we see if it's the same ship.
That would be a really great way to narrow it down. Ian, would that be something that would call the number down for search?
Please specify a date and parameter.
If we can get I want to look back through because you said we had the
Manifest.
shipping log
Yeah.
for when they'd arrived and shown up for the the Girandozel. If we could basically count those dates back 6 weeks to whichever date would be the closest to the 6-week mark when our guy vanished. Like I want to search that day.
Okay, so you 6 weeks ago,
Yeah.
prior to the disappearance of Bragenholm.
Yeah. And if there's a date around that lines up to when the last time the
What-
Girandozel was docked here on the station.
You're looking for the Girandozel specifically, not
Yeah.
Bragenholm.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
Basically, yeah. Well,
Remember,
I
you
guess,
can
yeah.
put in multiple parameters.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I want
You
to
can
see
say-
on. I want to
yeah.
look for him on the date that ship was here
Yeah.
6 weeks ago. If there's a lineup there,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Roll.
Regulating.
This is another intelligence security test.
12.
Okay. Because you had so many extra parameters, it greatly reduced the difficulty of the test.
Wait, reduced or increased?
Yeah, because you're
Reduced
narrowing.
the difficulty.
Yeah, we're
Because
looking
you
like
had so much extra information, it made
Hmm.
searching easier on
okay,
Ian.
I see.
Yeah.
because we narrowed it
the
way
Ian.
down to what he has to search. Or it has to search.
Not our
Whatever.
Ian. This Ian.
This Ian.
You can't own a sentience. Just saying, we're beyond that
You
now.
can work with us.
On the display, the same camera alignment is shown. And at first you're kind of frustrated because you think he put up the wrong date.
Mhm.
Because the scene is so similar.
Okay.
Just showing us the thing again. You lousy
You
computer.
see, but instead of Dr. Siri, you see Dr. Bragenholm
Bingo.
surrounded by about 6 different Jetsam, not the same Jetsam, but the same 2 consortium officers.
Is there a way we can get a screen grab or
Yeah, you can
a-
download them.
of the 2 security officers that we've
Their
seen both
backs are to the camera.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Mm,
But still, though, this is good information to have because
Oh,
we
yeah.
can flash it in people's faces and get access to things.
Yeah.
The
This is proof.
manifest comes up, and this delivery for this run was logged 14 hours late again.
Can I ask
There it
what's
is.
about the
And we also going to
differentials
Vesta?
between what?
It was also going to Vesta.
Well, no, I wanted to know what's just pulling up the computer because this is not really necessarily a world question,
Yeah.
but between here and Vesta, what would be what kind of points of interest would there be?
I think that's exactly what you were bringing
Okay,
up.
yeah. Using the math differential of being 14 hours late, roughly.
If it was getting to the same area and it had the same time difference, so what would be in that way?
Please, somebody needs to make an intelligence navigation test or intelligence science. It's not focus required because you're using a hand terminal that has the auto
I have
skill.
medicine.
Okay, then I could just do a...
Or we can do general.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad, actually.
Yo.
16.
15.
9.
Rolled a 5.
Oh, no!
Oh, honey.
I'm with you. I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's big. Space is big.
Not from around here. Space is enormous. They could be going anywhere. They could be
Anybody
rendezvousing
get-
another ship. They could
Anybody get a 14 or higher?
Yee.
Okay. Our two big brains over here.
Really, no.
Bringing up the sector map and searching the distance between. Using the radial differential of 14-hour adjustment, you're able to find only one possibility that might be a reason beside mechanical failures that would cause something like this to happen.
Too consistent to be a mechanical failure.
be.
Because of that, there is a single asteroid mining facility in the PX532 system, an uninhabited system, named Luna Maria. A 14-hour trip, if they stopped off there, adjusting for trajectories, would lead them there.
Any listings on what it's publicly owned by? The Luna Maria?
It's an abandoned station, as far as it's
No, it's not.
listed. That's at least what you have, is that it's an abandoned
Okay.
station.
Oh, good. So no one will be upset if we were to make a trip.
Let's make a trip.
Okay.
Let's blow them up.
So do you have any other, anything else you wish to, well, obviously you're saying you want to make a trip. Do you have anything else you want to do on the station, or do you want to move immediately to going on this trip?
I mean, before we found out that it was linked to the Vanager, I was going to say we should, do some more stuff around here, but now I'm kind of feeling like our interests are one.
I mean, I feel like we should let... What is it? Jameson?
Jameson is the
Oh.
is the head of the facility.
Yeah. Make them aware of information we've pulled up and where we'll be going, so when they see the arbiters are gone, they don't think we just completely fucked off from the situation.
Maybe don't give them all the information right away, considering that
we're in the process of investigating and need to go off the station to continue our investigations. We
Yeah.
are going to keep him updated with the information we find.
Are we keeping him updated with the information
No.
we find? Okay, just checking.
Not until we know more about what's happening
Cool.
and making sure nothing else is going on.
I'm
with it.
just sometimes it's hard to read your face. Sometimes you look really stern, sometimes you look really nice, and it's just sometimes it's hard. It's confusing.
It's like the one time I baked cookies and you guys got scared of the gun instead of the just
You
eating the
laid
fucking
your
cookies.
arm next to the
was
plate
getting
of cookies.
Flour in the cookies. I didn't.
With a gun?
The cookies were great.
I'm so glad someone ate them. I didn't want to get flour in the gun.
So, where are you headed? Are you just headed for your ship while sending a small communique saying, "Hey, we have more information. We're investigating."
Yeah, I see no
Okay.
reason why we need to do it face to face.
Leaving the security office, the surveillance, the surveillance room of the security office.
We were able to
the
transfer,
ops
right?
office. Yes, you're able to
Good.
transfer files. As you're about halfway to your ship, you receive a message from Adams
Oh,
informing you that you should head over to docking port Z3 Zeta 3. To receive information. It's signed Adams because it comes from a personal account.
Hmm.
That's a fine way to get yourself fucked in some dark corner.
Yeah, but also another way to get information where bosses aren't looking.
I mean, we could.
I'm gonna go get him a
He
juice.
seemed like
He's
a
doing us
nice
a real favor
guy.
here.
I think we.
Just because it came from his personal terminal does not mean it's from him.
It doesn't mean we
way
need to go
trust him.
unarmed either.
So that's a question, right? What are we allowed to be armed on this station?
As long as you're not like, okay, remember how I said your heavy armor
Yeah,
was a
you told
problem?
me it couldn't
You're not
be
in
now.
power armor
Yeah.
for this. But side arms and a backstrap rifle are not out of the ordinary, especially because you have PMC personnel
Yeah.
walking around.
I feel better now.
No, you have a basic loadout on you.
Yeah.
So long you definitely put out a specific. If you bring long arms with you, you definitely put out a very specific impression. But pistols are not.
I mean, Eden.
Even blinked at.
Yeah, would probably have her rifle, but she's used to people not taking her well, so I don't know if that would be a acceptable.
You are arbiters, so you get a little bit more leeway in that regard. I should have asked you ahead of time.
I should have actually asked about what were the security procedures on the station. I will accept that was a failure on my behalf.
So a basic loadout of light under the clothing armor, so light body armor,
Yeah.
and a pistol would be 100% acceptable. A long arm is a little obvious and a little like you're spoiling for something.
Okay, I am the weapon.
You punch great. It's fine. Remember when I said I wasn't gonna go anywhere without my shotgun again? Well, I fucked that apparently. It's good.
You never
So-
listened
so-
to that.
Heading, are you going back to your ship and then heading out, or are you going to meet up possibly?
We should let the ship know where we're going, considering the seedy ass fucking skeevy feel it gives me.
Yeah.
Should
You
super.
get a communication. Are you notifying him that you're going to this docking bay via
Yeah.
text?
I'm gonna notify Zep's probably still on the ship.
Okay.
Be like, and by the way, there's gonna be a PS at the bottom. Got your booze. It'll literally be completely serious. The bottom.
says,
You got booze.
You treat me too good, Captain. And then he says, I'll see about transferring the ship to that docking bay to just pick you up from there.
Better to have the ship close by. Yeah.
As
So,
long as it doesn't spook him.
heading out through the Hab Rings, Jetsam, a lot more prominent as you go through the Hab Rings and getting out towards the outer, the Hab spokes out to the docking rings.
Is this the same docking one that was on the security footage?
No,
Okay.
it is a separate one.
Cool.
It is an open docking, but it's not the same docking that the Gear and Dulzel uses. They use a specific Kieran shipping,
Just wanted,
Kyphon shipping connection.
wanted to ask.
Vagna?
Huh?
Like, I know we're doing this whole, like, investigating thing, and I know they went on the whole, trying to shoot us down and everything, but... I'll just roll with this.
You had something to say it.
No, I just don't know why we have to put ourselves in harm's way for this
'Cause-
particular thing when we already got a lead.
Well, because people are
It's-
missing, and if someone's willing to speak to us and give us more information, so that maybe we could prevent another doctor
It's also
to
our
go
jobs.
missing.
It's literally our job description. We are arbiters. The three of us are, at least. You are an arbiter, right?
I've been here for a month.
I just got here.
You do have arbiters, credentials and stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was looking for a yes there, Doc, but all right, we're gonna roll with that.
I think is that it? Yes.
I'm really contemplating opening up this bottle and taking a swig as we walk, but I'm gonna leave it.
So
You can mix it with the juice I got.
You got more?
I I got more juice. I forget
Arriving
about what's-
at the Zeta 3 docking bay.
Yeah.
Each docking bay has fairly large ceiling bulkheads, obviously because of decompression possibilities. The bulkhead is open, and inside the docking bay, you can see, leaning up against some crates, you can see Adams going over a hand terminal.
Are we able to access the security cam in this area? Remote? Okay.
There is no remote
Alright.
access. You don't have that kind of access.
Okay. First that orange halo. How I miss it.
I mean, unless you wanted to go over to a wall, hack the wall, and
Oh
then
god, I don't have the patience for that.
going in to meet him.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna walk over super casually, like, "Hey, it's a friend, doop-a-doo.
He,
Hi, friend."
He looks over at you. He nods, puts his hand terminal away, holds his hand up, and starts walking towards you. I need everybody to make perception tests.
Seeing?
Seeing.
I gotta ask.
Oh boy, here we go.
Whoa.
Here we go.
I mean,
Nice.
Oh, either way, we were gonna get it for me.
12, 14. That's a 15
Mm-hmm.
with 7 stunt points. I rolled 6.
21.
You rolled the doubles and the 6?
21.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doubles and a 6.
Oh.
I got a 14.
I rolled 2
10.
6s and a 5. That's my thing. 21.
Yeah. No.
Wow, that churn tracker would really jump up if I had the rule of multiple churns per turn.
Did you already put it up?
Yes.
Okay.
So please record. Actually, no, you have to use them right now.
Yep.
Burn them.
You all see
Burn it.
a small puck skitter across the floor, literally in between both of you,
Fuck a doodle do.
Somewhere.
from off behind a couple of crates in between
Is it
the
just-
two of you.
Is it just a hockey team? Is it like-
Dude, kids
A
playing
few-
their sports.
A few kids who just, car moving their nets.
No, I just had Jonesy in my head.
Fucking seeds.
Game on.
A small puck slides across the deck of the docking bay, and 6 bright flashes emanate as loud pops flow with each one as the bulkhead slams shut behind you. I will allow you to use any prep stunts for the next game, because that's where we're going to end tonight. So you can decide what you want to use. So you can write down seven stunt points for both of you, and
I
then
only get 6.
I have been Connery. With me has been from afar.
Fox.
Cake.
Just Kevin.
Sandra Lee.
I'll catch you guys next time, and until we see you again, remember to always stay evil. Good night, everybody.